Miss Smart Muses. Welcome to Smart Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Well, today, I think this makes me laugh. No, it doesn't make me laugh. It sometimes makes me cry. It makes me sad, and it frankly really just ticks me off. Gaslighting. Oh my gosh. If you know anything about gaslighting, it's a pain in the buttocks, and I swear it's everywhere. I'm going to put up here, what would you like to muse about? Or rather, about what would you like to muse? Here we are. About what would you like to muse? We have some open form attitudes with these daily musings. Please let me know in the chat if there is something about what you would like to muse. I do retain veto power, however. The way these usually work, unless I really start to get yappy, is I make a cup of coffee, and when the coffee is done, so is the discussion. I have a cinnamon bun coffee in my cup. It is very good. It's very sweet. For all of you coming in, hello, and those of you coming later, please like, share, and subscribe. I am at 600, sorry, I can't even read, 754. I was at 755, but then I did that exorcism stream, so there must have been a demon that was pissed off at me. I'm almost there. I'm getting there to monetization. So please like, share, and subscribe if you could. I'm also coming from a frozen environment. Yes, precious, a frozen environment, otherwise known as a winter storm. We are all in today. There is nothing better on this planet than a situation wherein you are told you got to stay in, don't go out. And I'm like, if you insist. One of the reasons I was one of those rare people that had never been happier in my life than during the shutdowns during COVID. Howdy, says Keck44. Why, hello there. Let's talk about gaslighting. It's everywhere. We have our current administration doing it. We have even individuals that you might see around. They are gaslighters. You have it from the left. You have it from the right. And you have it from daggone Prince Harry. And yes, I'm going to be petty about that for at least 3 more months because the coronation isn't until May. He is probably the biggest gaslighter I've seen in my life. And I've seen some. It is Chris Sant. Hello, Chris Sant. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about gaslighting. I really like doing these informative and educational videos and live streams, mainly because maybe that is part of my career. I'm going to mute you for a second. All right. Since I have a co-pilot, there might be dead air if a cat decides to get noisy. But also, the more you know. I like to do things that might help you recognize gaslighting when you see it, because knowledge is power. This is an article from an article in Psychology Today. Like a good girl, I cite my source. Let me share it and let us begin. But also, for those of you coming in, this is open forum. So if you want to start sharing something or you have a suggested topic or question, please feel free to do so. Got the source up here because I'm taught to do that. Number 1, are you being gaslighted? Well, let's see. A gaslighter tells blatant lies. They are liar, pants on fire. Once they tell you a huge lie, you're not sure if anything they say is true. Keeping you unsteady and off kilter is the goal. But looking at this first sentence, gaslighters lie. And they do indeed tell blatant lies. They are unashamed. Probably one of the worst things, in my opinion, that you can do with a gaslighter is to engage them. Never engage them. I see sometimes, well, I've got to defend myself. You're not defending yourself. If you're dealing with a gaslighter, you're dealing with an unequal situation in the sense of you're coming at it from one sense, I'm going to come at it with the truth. They're coming at it with, I'm lying, I know I'm lying, and there's a reason, and I'm manipulating you. Kick44 says, I heard that Mr. and Mrs. Markle were uninvited to the coronation. Is that true? No. I'm ashamed to say because I've been following it closer than I follow the election of a new pope, which hopefully will come soon. Not that I want him to die. Please retire. They have not been uninvited, but they haven't been invited. The best sources say that King Charles would like them to be there, or at least his son. Because it's his son, for crying out loud. But after what he's done, Mr. Ultimate liar, liar, pants on fire, gaslighting psychopath, I just don't see how him being there would be anything but a huge distraction. All right. He's going to be booed. They got booed at the Jubilee. It'll be worse. The things that he says about his family, and not just his family, but all the people he's run across. He told crap about Elton friggin' John, for crying out loud. Let alone his brother and his brother's winger-dinger. He not only talked about his winger-dinger, he talked about his brother's. Crying out loud. Things he said about his mother-in-law, the queen. She is the queen, by the way. Not the queen as in the queen, but she is queen consort. My gosh, what a psycho. He needs help. Yeah, he said stuff about the butler. He said stuff about the servants. He said stuff about teachers. He said stuff about random person he runs across on the street. He said things about his sister-in-law. He said things about his nieces and nephews. He's got issues. I think he shouldn't be there. In a different time, he would have been thrown in the tower, and I would have been in favor of that. Why, look who's here. It is Magitech Max. Hello, hello. Yes, I heard you got leveled up to a druid. Level 4. By the way, that was amazing, Magitech, what you said. Mm-hmm. Yes, precious. Gosh, she said something about what will make you happy. If you're chasing happiness, what is it that you said? My gosh. And it's Ancient One. We love Ancient One here at Miss Smart Muses. Always great to see you. Yes, I am going to be kidnapping Lady Toriel for live commentary on the coronation. I'm going to get up at the crack of dawn. God save the king, for crying out loud. Here we go. Let's read what Magitech Mag said, because it was so good. Where'd you go? Hey, that for frack's sake. I just pushed the wrong button. That's what happens when you're covered in ice, literally. Hey, that's me. I'm going to be on that stream later tonight. Mags. It was so great and so amazing, and I can't find it. It was yesterday. I'm going to read this because I can. 13 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours. If I wanted to say something about Harry, there was a really, really good question that one of the interviewers, I believe it was the ITV dude, he said, why aren't you just doing this in private? Because obviously this is a personal situation. And then Harry goes, oh, for feck's sake. I added the oh, for feck's sake. He's like, why should I do it in private when they didn't? And they're like, what have they done? It's like, they've been leaking stories to the press. It's like, where's your proof? I said it is. He's delusional and he's psycho. He's also blamed the victim. Hello, Miss Smart Muses. Hello, everyone. Hello, Zach. Magitech says, I tried to follow my own advice. It's hard, but trying. Been dealing with stuff lately last several weeks, trying to let go of things and give it up to God. Oh, yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky. Yeah, but you got leveled up to a druid for crying out loud. For those of you that don't know, that is not literal. She is not a druid. Where the heck is she? Dang nabbit, it was so good I can't find it. I watched episode 1, Tulsa King. Here we go. Listen to what Magitech Mag said. Choosing happiness versus chasing happiness. By choosing, you take control and ownership of your happiness. By chasing, you let others, the situation, etc., control your happiness. You fall into despair when you can't catch it. Choosing is far more powerful than chasing. Choose it. Amen. Hallelujah. This girl knows what she's talking about. I want to make this also clear. I'll say this. Mags did not say this. She says, you fall in despair and when you can't catch it. I'm going to put my own spin on that. By chasing, you let others, the situation, control your happiness. Now, this is Teresa speaking. And you become a jerk. Okay. Yeah, you'll fall in despair, but people won't like you. If you're wondering why people don't like you, ask yourself, have you been a likable person? I see so many people who depend on others for their happiness. Oh my gosh, if only I got to be on this channel. I'm not naming names here. I don't talk about names on Miss Martin Muses, but I see it all the time, bitching and complaining. If only I do this, if only I had this many subs, then, they're chasing it and then they get mad. It's like, no one likes me. It's like, well, yes, they don't. Because no one likes someone that. Or you see people that are like, if only I get this promotion, if I only get this, if only I get married. I've seen a lot of people get into some very rude awakenings on that one. Oh, everything's going to be just fine. The whole grass is always greener. You will not be happy. Period. And you will be self-defeating. You will defeat yourself. Oh, hello, says Zax. Everyone's saying hello. It is Matt G. Oh, Matt G, hello. Wait, you didn't bring me bacon. Man, what's wrong? All right. Everyone's saying hello. Agent One says she has a collection of specialized crystal called Magitech while hosting her live stream. I'm not sure if that's true, but that sounds kind of interesting. Everyone's saying hello. Yeah. And please subscribe to everyone here because they're awesome. Yes. Thank you. Yes. That's what I've been dealing with, except not about live streams. Yeah. We're like, I'm not invited. It's like, well, what if. So then do your own live stream. What do you think I'm doing? Don't get me wrong. I am very grateful that I have been a part of the live streams to which I have been invited and that I continue to. I'm not wanting to sound like a jerk, but again, it's an invitation, right? It's not the cause of your happiness. Don't compare yourself to others because there is only one you. If you cannot find happiness within yourself, you will not be happy by achieving a goal. I was very, very lucky. I achieved on 2 fronts success more than I can possibly imagine. And I mean it. And I'll never tell you what it is because that would cause issues. I like my privacy. But success beyond all imaginings. I cannot literally go any higher in my success. At the age of 26, I was done. And it meant nothing. Absolutely nothing. I feel very blessed that I got that kind of success so young, so that I wasn't spending the past 20 years chasing something that wasn't going to make me happy once I got it. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, etc., but it's all straw at the end of the day. Only you can make yourself happy. Though I get amused when people think I'm not important. Okay, wait, that was really snobby. Forget it. But yeah, people will say it's really interesting. People will be very blatant with you. And those are usually people you won't see me on with anymore. It's like, well, I'll have you on, but I need to have more important people on my streams. Oh, really? Did you just say that to me? Why, yes, I do. Not nice, not cool. But paradoxically, the people that don't have that attitude are the ones that have been successful. Psychoanalyze that. Yes, we love Ancient One. Miss Martin Muses, the moment you and Lady Toriel have tea together, it's the ladies' tea party. Yes, we will have tea. Now, Detect Mag says, just a side note on live streams, if you say no to one because you can't, the other person need not take personal offense to it either. Precisely. Listen, if I say no to a stream, it's quite possibly something like, oh my gosh, my sister has cancer. All right. It's like, yes, I've got bigger fish to fry today. All right. You got issues. And my attitude towards invitations to live streams, I tell this to everyone I invite and people that are even regulars on my channel. It is an invitation. And an invitation means only that. It is not an expectation. And I will never get pissy if for any reason whatsoever you don't want to be on a live stream. You can't take it personally. Can't. And if you do, I've been on some live streams with, if you will, some big YouTubers, so-called big YouTubers. They are the most down-to-earth people you will see, and that's partly why they're successful. It is nice. It is fun. But if you have 500,000 subs or if you have 5 subs, I will treat you the same. We're not here to use people, are we? And if you are, then maybe you need to reevaluate. Zach says, as someone who invites people to join live streams, I almost always feel guilty by asking. Oh, really? Okay. Never feel guilty for asking. I've been on some of your live streams. I love it. And sometimes I just can't be there. Or it's as simple as, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of an ice storm, which I am. Best time ever. I don't have to get dressed. I'm in my PJs, sitting here with some hot coffee. I've got a Sauerbraten roasting. I'm making German food, and it's all mine, and I'm not sharing. I'm going to eat it today and tomorrow. Screw you all. Yeah. Don't take it personally when people say no, though. You never know. You never know what someone's going through. And also, let's just lay it out. Let's just say someone is kind of being personal. I don't want to be with that person. I don't want to go on that person's live stream. Well, if someone doesn't want to be on your live stream, though, then do you want that person on your live stream? There's nothing worse than having someone around that doesn't want to be there, and vice versa, right? Like, it's an imposition. Oh, I don't see it that way, Zax. I don't. Maybe other people see it that way. Have I ever said no to you? I don't know if I have. But I've said no to people. And believe it or not, they don't get pissy. The not to give any secrets away, but you all can see where I stream. The really big and successful YouTubers don't get pissy because no one wants to be around someone that gets pissy. I see it as an invitation. And I will be honest, if I don't want to be on a stream, I will not accept it. Why? No, it's not an imposition. And if people take it as such, I don't know. Can't help you there. Zax, you never impose on me. Yeah. Well, and I'm pretty daggone honest. I have said before, and again, I don't think I'm giving away any privilege information, a certain live stream, that I have certain rules for myself that I will not compromise. There is a line I have that I won't go on a live stream. Blah, blah, blah. Never mind what that line is. And I've never had anyone get pissy when I'm just very honest about it. But I'm also always very clear that it's like, but please, don't change for me. This is your channel. When people try to change their channels or themselves for others, it's not good. You have to be yourself. It is not a state secret. What am I? 754. I've been doing this since the coronavirus hit. Yes, I'm not monetized. Yes, I haven't gotten to 1,000. But okay. But look at all the people that are here right now. What's the important thing? I've always said if I reach one person, and I know that there's a way to get there faster, but I want to be me. And also I will take a break if I need to. I understand the way the game works. You have to be yourself. Also, look at all the people that lose their channels. It can be gone like that. Right? Be yourself. What did I have 11 people watching right now. You 11 are the most important people right now. Whether you're on your lunch break, whether you're just listening, whether you're bored, if I can distract you, that's what's important. And I know it's very easy to say about money. If someone has money and success, it's very easy to say it means nothing if you haven't had it. But I'm telling you, it means nothing. It will not make you happy. All right? It won't. You will make you happy. What does Ancient One say? But then we bear witness, Miss Smart Muses drinking tea. Yes. Oh, I drink tea. I'm a tea gal. That's another thing that's a secret to my happiness is rituals. I have my religious rituals. I talked about that a little bit yesterday on the exorcism, the Catholic explaining, but I also keep tea time. I keep a pretty strict tea time. I'm going to mute you all for a second. Allergies and a cold, it's ugly. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock tea time. They used to do that in Britain and Ireland. It was kind of an upper class thing, but there's something to be said about everything stops, get a friggin' cup of tea. All right. Everyone's thanking you. Chrisanne says, wait, coffee and not cocoa. Snow ice storms are made for hot cocoa. All right, let me tell you a story. The older I've gotten, the less sweet things do it for me. Oh my gosh, I just can't. My mom and I tried a hot cocoa hot chocolate bomb the other day while we were watching our show because we wanted to try it. And both of us were like, bleh. We usually don't drink hot chocolate. It's just too sweet. I think as you get older, sweetness, and we're like, okay, we've said we've tried it, but sweet. But no hatred against people that like hot chocolate. You are right about that. Especially as a kid, there was something about going out and playing in the snow and then getting hot chocolate. Hell in Ireland. Oh my gosh. So cold it just cut through to the bone. Getting home from school would be great. Hot tea though. Oh yes. Oh yes. Hugs. Look at everyone hugging each other. Dread Saber Phil says, why am I awake at 10 a.m.? At least I made it for the chill stream. Yay! Yeah. Why am I awake? Because I'm forced to be inside. Okay, let me tell you a story. A little bit of a happy story. Yes, this actually goes along with gaslighting. I got a call yesterday. Hey, would you mind coming in? I do contract work. I'm a little bit of a doctor, but a music doctor. Got a crap ton of money. And then a friend, we spent all last night spending my money. It was fun. It's fun spending other people's money. We were on eBay. Got a whole bunch of Terry Brooks books. Take your fun where you can get it. That's what I did yesterday. I slept in. I'm sitting here talking to you good people. Zach says, that's how it feels. I'd much prefer someone says no. It doesn't work for them. I've never felt upset when someone says no. Yeah. And if someone does, well, that's their problem. Not Zach's, rather, Ancient One, 10 like hype. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't mind if I'll just blatantly beg. I do want to be monetized. And part of the reason why is it looks like I'm going to be caregiving for a while. All right. It's going to happen. It's probably going to happen for the next 5 years. It's a lot easier to do get some extra money with YouTube on that. That on top of the contract work I'm doing as a musician. Yeah, that's good. Speaking of performance, I think I said earlier about my success. You can still make good money. Wedding, I make a shite ton of money with a wedding. People, $250 to show up and sing Ave Maria, but they're paying for the quality of my voice. I'll sing anything else at the mass if they want me to. I'll cantor, but at the end of the day, that's my base price. Just because you do something different doesn't mean that you still can't make money. So I've been doing contract work. I'd love to get to traveling again. I really want to get back to Europe. I really want to get back to Ireland. Gosh, I do. I haven't been able to be back there since 2019. My dream, there's two things that I really want to focus this time around. One is there's a place in the Gaeltacht where you can take Irish harp lessons. I have an Irish harp. I suck at it. I want to go do some immersion there. Also, double it since it is in the Gaeltacht. I want to get my Irish back. Gosh, I mean, my Irish is so primitive. But every time I go back to Ireland, last time I've been there was 2019. It comes back. It's really weird. It's like, where is this coming from? Is this coming from my brain? I'm understanding what they're saying. It's wild. But if I do some immersion, there's a place where you can do some immersion for 2 weeks. I want to do that. I want to really just get in there and bring that Irish back and get some help. I speak Irish at the 6-year-old level. I never got past that. All right. But whenever I go back to Ireland, I always go to mass in Irish. It's such a beautiful language. I sing in Irish. Maybe one day I'll do let's sing in Irish stream. Shunsu says, I only know how to be myself. Everyone else is confusing, at least to some extent. Yeah. And let me tell you this. People can spot a faker 100 million thousand miles away. I was on the stream last week. This is not a secret. I was on Jacob's stream. Wait, we was backstage or on live, but not giving away any secrets. I just happened to mention, if I don't know what's going on, I won't say anything. And that was referring to, there was a moment where Shieldwell Jaggins and I think Jacob were talking about night vision goggle stuff. Guess what I know absolutely nothing about. So yeah, I shut my mouth. Don't talk about stuff you don't know what you're talking about. And it was actually, and listen, you'll learn, right? Now, when it came to the solfege in the Close Encounters of the Third Kind, oh, hell yes, I know that. I know that left and right. Magitech Mix says, I'd rather be myself than shrink for others. As long as we all respect each other's boundaries and being honest about them, that matters. And we're good. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, very rarely has someone gotten pissy with me when I've just said no. It's how you say no, I think. It's how you say no. Yes, Max, this. And that's a way of saying, damn it, Zach, so when's the last time you've invited me out? Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. I understand. I also understand, and everyone has to understand, that if you are not the right person for a panel, don't get offended if you're not invited. Like, if you want to do a panel on, let's talk about the Kathleen Kennedy Favreau Civil War. Well, for one thing, I think that's bullshit. So, yeah, you don't want me on that. I'll just sit there and go, that's bullshit. Yeah, you don't want me on that. Or, I don't know. You want to do a live stream on how to do heart surgery on a dog. Guess what I don't know how to do, right? Don't get offended. The only time I get offended, and this has happened too much, it has happened, when it's pretty obvious I've been used. That's the tier thing, that suddenly you get ghosted once people pass you in their subs. There's a few people that do that. Not cool. I get a little mad about that because I don't like having my time wasted. And I don't like it when people just blatantly say, well, I just got to have more important people on now. And you're like, really? Did you just say that out loud to me or to anyone? It's terrible. Christine says, that's how you know when someone grows up. They think like that, Magic Hands. Yeah, it has to do with maturity as well. And, oh my gosh, every argument. Okay, I have never, and I mean never in my life, had a problem with, I think we're about to have a disagreement. Let's get on the phone. Obviously, we have to get on the phone for a lot of people that we live stream with because they're in Mexico, Italy, Siberia. You got to talk in person or get into a hangout. I've never had a bad experience where we've just talked it out. Most of the time it's misunderstanding, and sometimes it's like, "You crossed the line, pal." Actually, I've only had to do that once. Question is, how far did Miss Martin go in Fireballs that love teams? You got me. MedTech Meg says, "Zach, and thank you for being my friend through all the trials." Yeah, yeah. I do have my boundaries. I won't have anything to do with you if you dox. Period. One strike, you're out if you dox. Zax, Manjack Mix, thank you for all your support. Oh, look, everyone's just sucking up to each other. No risk of me ever wanting to talk KK. Yeah. What's ridiculous? It's ridiculous. Talk about her. It's firing out of turn. It is misdiagnosing what the real problem is with Lucasfilm and Disney. Mad Jack Mag says, I get anxiety most when I can't be there for people and help them out. That's my problem. Yeah. Well, and sometimes you got to just realize it's not you. You know that sometimes can be pride. That can be pride. I've been rebuked a few times. It's like, who the hell do you think you are that you think you're the only one that can help this person? Think about it. All right. Meanwhile, gaslighting. They tell blatant lies. Yeah, liars. Pants on fires. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next point, but I love the conversation that has developed from this. Number 2, they deny they ever said something, even though you have proof. And the more they do this, the more you question your reality and start accepting theirs. Look at that first sentence. They deny they ever said something, even though you have proof. I'm going to bash Prince Harry because he doesn't know me. Remember when the ITV guy a few weeks ago talked with Harry about the allegations of racism that Meghan and him said against the royal family? And immediately Harry goes, "No, we didn't." And the interviewer goes, "In the interview with Oprah? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. That was you all. You just thought that." And I remember going, "Whoa, that's some serious gaslighting right there." Also, sometimes people say, "Show me receipt." You show the receipt, and they're like, "I don't think that's showing the receipt at all." And you're like, "That's the receipt." I don't see it. That's gaslighting. And it's on purpose. Never argue with anyone on Twitter, by the way, because for the most part, people don't want to be convinced and they're probably gaslighting you. Mad Jack Max says, "I never thought about it that way. I'll have to reflect on that." Yeah. Are you talking about pride? That's pride that you think that you're the only one? Mm-hmm. Think about it. Are you really that special? Probably not. I think that one reason that my family and we all get together, was it chicken or the egg? I was raised that way. Like, my folks are very clear. We are so grateful and so blessed that you're here to help us out. But if at any time you don't want to do it or you can't do it, maybe a job opportunity comes up or something in my personal life, which I won't share here. If you want to go on with your life, do it. God will raise up somebody else, or we'll just have to suck it up and get ourselves into a retirement home. And guess what? We're going to be perfectly fine with that. That's good parenting. My grandmother, my Grammy, my dear Grammy. Oh gosh, I need to be careful. I'm going to start to cry. The reason we ended up in Ireland, that's because my dad was given an amazing promotion opportunity. Amazing. You have no idea. This changed his life. It changed our lives. You're talking about some shitload of money, shitload of career. I was a very little girl living in a little town in Indiana. It's like, go over to Ireland for 6 years. You go straight to the top. But my grandmother was dying of lung cancer. And my mom had been like, "I don't want to leave you, Mom." And my grandmother told her, "I want you to live your life. This is an unbelievable opportunity for you. I've lived my life. You've got your family, you've got these great kids. Go to Ireland and have an amazing adventure. And we did. Changed my life. Changed my life. There's the reason when COVID's not happening, I go every single year to Ireland. It's in my soul. And going and being raised in Ireland in a different culture, different language, different religion. I was a Protestant at the time, got exposed to Catholicism. My dad said it was great because he'd been raised with some real bigotries back in the 50s. And he was like, it just really opened him up to a wider world. It opened me up. Now, we got to see her a few times. And then right before my grandmother died, my mother was able to go back and be with her. But yeah, that's love, bitches. That's love. And unselfish. Magitech Meg says, I don't think I'm the only one, but I like to generally help people, but still I'll have to reflect on that. Oh, give me some hearts. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and look at the fruit. Oh, the fruit that we've all had, the friends we have, the love. Oh, don't even get me started. I mean, that's where I got my soul for music. Yeah, my parents were musicians. I think I already always had it, but there's something raw in Irish music. It's almost supernatural. All right. No more crying. Good thing Stieg isn't here. Hard words to hear, but wise. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. You're right. Sometimes you are the only person. Don't get me wrong. If you are the only person, but that's where discernment comes in. I think I shared yesterday about Cardinal Burke when I was giving him hell. I'm looking back. Why the hell did I give Cardinal Burke hell? Well, who the hell do I think I am? Basically, the Supreme Court of the Vatican. And that he had told me, you're a musician. That's what you're supposed to do in this situation. God's going to raise up the lawyers to deal with Obama. And he did. Get over yourselves. You're not that important. Hard words here. Okay, yeah. Snail Messiah. Hello. Oh, I love my Scandinavians. You know what? You know why I love my Scandinavians? You guys are so stoic. I need that balance in my life because I'm an emotional chick. I do think there's more along, I'm not good enough if I can't help rather than it being pride. Yes, yes. But two sides of the same coin, right? Two sides of the same coin. Wow. Not good enough if I can't help. Yeah, that's to do with self-esteem. Look, Zakrot's here. Hello. Howdy, Teresa in chat. Hello. Medcheck Meg says you're not the only one, but you'll likely be the best. Aww. Yeah. This all fits with also, as much as I love my online friends and community and stuff, is it the end all be all? Is it the end all be all? I remember somebody who got his Twitter account nuked, and he said it was the best thing that ever happened in my life. Not to give any state secrets, but I now am mostly tweeting from my alt, or I stay in communication, and I go onto my main one for one-way trading, and occasionally I'll like something, like I'll go on, Magitech Mags, and, I'll go on Zach, on one of his, and like a tweet here and there. But don't get into arguments. All right. So that's gaslighters. So let's just go back because we're going all over the place. Whoops, wrong button. All right. They deny they ever said something, even though you have proof. Gosh, isn't that the truth? They tell blatant lies. Number 3. They use what is near and dear to you as ammunition. Yeah. That's why a lot of the gaslighting that politicians and these really weirdo, woke-ish psychos will do, they'll use what's near and dear to you, whether it's your religion, your family, your patriotism. On a personal level, they will tell you you'd be a worthy person if you did not have these negative traits. Yeah, that's bad. That's a red flag. If you're in a relationship like that, go bye-bye. Because while there is a smidgen of truth that you might have some negative traits that need to be tweaked or maybe changed or you can improve upon, if it goes into therefore you're not a worthy person, no way. Hell no. You are always a worthy person. Chrisant says, gaslighting sounds like the dark triad overly. Oh, yes. Very similar. It's all connected. Ancient one, question. When Lady Turtle saw you, what was her first impression of finding out you were Rose of Flower? Yeah. Actually, she's never seen me. We've never met in person. Or she's not seen my likeness. Only a privileged two now have seen such. Yeah, dark triad. Man. You see, and the more you know, indeed, Chrysanth, yeah. The more you know. Also remember sometimes people are faking these things because it generates traffic. That has to do with the evils of online engagement. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Number 4, they wear you down over time. They play the long game. I have seen some gaslighting bastardos whose name I will not mention. They'll do it every day for 2 years. There was one person I know that they did that too. And then finally they snap. And then they're like, see, this person's a psycho. It's like, yes, because you've been doing this every day for 2 years. They wear you down over time. A lie here, a lie there, a snide comment every so often, then it starts ramping up. Even the brightest, most self-aware people can be sucked into gaslighting. Yep. Happens online, also happens in the workplace, in the family. Just eventually it happens. Because they're persistent. Gosh, they're psychos. Snail Messiah says, not at all. This isn't narcissist and echo. Yes. Technically, yes, you are correct. I think that we're just seeing maybe some common characteristics and maybe some common learning things. Lady Toriel! Speaking of which, we have an elf in the house. Ireland, Scotland, Wales, one day, lady, you, me, a dream trip one day, but the gruesome twosome would be trouble. Oh, hell yes. Yeah, girl. We're meeting in Dublin. And Scotland and Wales. Yeah, I've never been to Scotland. I've never been to Wales. I've been this close to Wales. I was visiting a good friend in Manchester. Yes. Gosh, imagine us in Scotland. Yeah. I don't know Scotland, but man, I can show you everything in Ireland. And I'm going to be trying to do more Teresa Travels videos and stuff about it. Sometimes people get confused and think I'm there. Unfortunately, this is the last 12 years of my travel. Stupid ass COVID. Between the vaccine, between my life and some family situations, I just haven't been able to get my buttocks over into Europe, though there's some people I dearly want to see. Snail Messiah says, some people put all their self-worth in helping others. Some help because that is what they wish others would do to them, save them from the maw of their inner darkness. Yeah, you know what? That's true. Putting your self-worth into helping others, I think that's negative. Help because it's what they wish others would do to them. I think that is positive. Do unto others as they would do unto you. Like, what would I like for someone to do to me if I were in the same situation? That's very positive. Everyone's saying hello. Yay, we say hello here at Miss Muses. Yes, our elf, our dear elf. Yeah. Wear you down over time. What's next? Often I don't know because I prepare these several weeks in advance. Their actions do not match their words. Oh my gosh. How many times have I said to people, said on Twitter, said everywhere, you know them by their deeds. I will never believe what you say, but I will always believe what you'll do. Which is why frequently I don't always get upset when I see what people say on Twitter. I get upset, though, by what they do. And not only do their actions not match their words, but they also will have people that will lie on their behalf. Okay, what that means is it what they are doing rather than what they are saying. What they are saying means nothing. It is just talk. What they're doing is the issue. Always look at what they do. Not going to get too specific about this because of my I don't talk about people if they're not here. Everyone just keeps saying hi. I think I'm not quite giving it away when I'll say it has been noticed that people will say boycott this and then they don't boycott it, which is why I have mad respect for people that never say they're going to boycott something. If you never say you're going to boycott something, you don't have to worry about being a hypocrite when you do go ahead and do it. I will never call for a boycott. Never. I might criticize things, but I will never call for a boycott. I will also never what is it? Not call for a boycott. Yeah, I guess it's boycotts. Just in general, because boycotts like things that you watch, things that you buy. It goes along with if you never lie, you don't have to. I mean, sorry, if you always tell the truth, you will never have to remember the lie. Don't make promises you're not going to keep. No one will get mad at you for a promise you didn't make, but people will get mad at you about a promise you break. Yeah. Ancient One says, yes, Lady Toriel, you and Miss Martin Muses are due for a wonderful tea party. Yes. Well, you know what? If we go to Dublin, you can get high tea there. Let's do it. Magic Mag says, actions speak louder than words. Why I don't believe the whole I mean what I say what I mean. Bolshevik. Tade? I'm going to sound really ignorant. Is that Scottish? I do not read Scottish, the language. Hey, it's a Zure Badger. Or you could boycott and actually do it. I do because principles are what they are. Yes. Oh, well, yes. Let me lay this out. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and boycott. Yeah. Just sometimes it can be annoying when people say they're going to boycott and then they don't. But yeah, you want to boycott and go full throttle? Boom. Go for it. I have some incredibly strong feelings about Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Yeah. Never, ever, ever. And you can hold me to that. And you can crap all over me if I go back. But why would you want to use the 5th edition if you know what woke is? It's like putting needles under your fingernails. And while Miss Martin Mrs. prepares her tea party, Lady Toriel will be in for a surprise and she'll witness a rose in a flower pot. Yes. And Chris said, my mom always told me to avoid boycott. Instead, just say it will be your last option. Possibly. Or just don't say anything. No login saying nothing. That's why I also have issues with virtue signaling. Like wearing a pride ribbon. It used to be AIDS ribbons. That was the thing in my younger days. It's like, don't force me into doing something. And the same thing, hashtags have that. Then people get suspicious. Oh, you're not using this hashtag. Oh, so you're not supporting this person that was banned on YouTube? Well, what a selfish bitch. It's like, no, it's very rare. I will do so, like, if it's someone that I know. For example, Zach's, if we're going to try to get you remonetized, yeah, I'll retweet a YouTube thing about that or something. But in general, yeah, no one should be judged. No one is forced to support anybody. Simple say it. No says no, you ask for help. The other thing is more like being passive aggressive. Good point about the difference between passive aggressive. Yes. I love this conversation because there's so many different sides to the coins. Yeah, you don't want to be passive aggressive either. Well, and ask for help. And that's the other thing. I think it can be pride too to not ask for help. Ask for help. If you don't. In academics, I've been doing a lot of postgraduate work on music theory stuff and all that. And I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I just went to the professor afterwards. I said, I have no idea. And the professor was kind of cool. It was like, okay, no shame in admitting it. All right. And then he gave me some tips. Yay. Maybe not what you're talking about, but that's an anecdote that popped into my head. Dale says, damn, I could go on for a long time on this one, though. Been through it myself. Yes. Well, yeah, I'd be interested. This is open forum. I only generally veto topics if it is dipping into unkindness or if it's talking about explicitly talking about certain individuals or groups. Don't like to do that unless a representative is there to defend themselves. Whenever I'm thinking about D&D 5th edition, says H1, in the early run of things, I was missing something that the other D&D 2nd edition, 3rd edition always have to this day. Yeah, and there's a reason why. And I am very sympathetic because I feel it too, that if people are saying they're against woke, but they promote that, I'm just like, Which is why it's best to say, don't say you're anti-woke then. Then no one will get mad. Cack! Oh, she's saying hi. Ancient One says, D&D 5th edition would have done better than 4th edition would have ever done, but the moment I noticed they were making it woke was the moment I decided to turn it down. Yes, because 4th edition had its issues. If 5th edition, but yeah, 5th edition went woke. That's why in general, the sentiment is 3.5 was the last good one. I know people that to this day, though, will swear by the 2nd edition. Tech Mix says, I was never aware of the banners or ribbons and such a profile pics because of current thing. Yeah, never into it. Nope. And reasonable people actually don't mind, but are people that wanting to do things such reasonable. Snail Messiah says, I'd like to have my hair be boy cut. It was silly with a girl cut. The only time I've doubted my faith in God is when I realized that all you Scandinavians speak English better than I do. My best second language is German, and I'm not even close to you all with English. Technically, Irish is my second language from a certain point of view, but I don't understand a darn thing about it. Zach says, oh, I'm monetized as of yesterday. Well, what the hell? Well, there you go. You see, because now we got to get that other dude, Flaccid Phoenix. Well, good, because I think we were liking and retweeting. And here's something else. Let me just lay this out here. Please don't ever offended anybody if I don't like, retweet, or something. The vast majority of the time, this is God's truth. I didn't see it. Okay? I'm working, I'm doing this, and things have moved on. Let me also say this, though. That's not an invitation to keep tagging the crap out of me because then it becomes like junk mail. I do get cranky about that. But, yeah. Good. So if I didn't see it, like I said, and I think I've told you that when I said that I've gone to one-way tweeting, especially on my main account, I do not surf the timeline too often because my peace was getting lost. Well, good. I'm glad you got... And that was some grade A bullshit, right? I mean, that's why, even though I'll say it again, I'm really trying to do this push. I'm in the final push for my monetization. I've got to get those daggone subs. Watch hours are fine. Got to get those subs. It just sucks the way that they can just take it away on a whim. And it really sucks, in my humble opinion, that you lost the money. What's it been, 2 months? Yeah, that's just terrible. Not fair. I'm going to mute you a second. Stupid cold. Once the cat's not yelling. Yes, congratulations, Zach. Yes, Kristen. Yeah, Kristen. I am taking notes, though, about what traps not to fall into. I'm not saying you fell into a trap. You did nothing wrong. But you learned to play the game. I have no problem playing the game on YouTube because if I really had a problem with following YouTube's rules, I wouldn't be here, right? I just leave. And some people have done that. They've gone on to Rumble. More power to you. Everyone's saying thank you. Hello, it is Mr. Brown Alliance from the future. Give us a report from the future. How are things in England? I was thinking about you because I was talking about freezing to death in Ireland. I know that you can freeze to death in England too, depending on where you are. That rain will just cut right through you. Ancient one. I do like one of the ideas that the early one of the fifth edition had in mind, such as being able to cast spells in higher spell slots. Yeah. Well, and for the most part, things aren't completely wrong. I think where they really sucked was some of their is the skills and the classes trying to it really screwed up the gameplay and the reasoning behind it. And then now you can't have enemies anymore. It's just ridiculous. Good point though. And more and may I give you some kudos, Ancient One? Obviously, you know what you're talking about. Yeah. Come on, people. Don't be a fan tourist. Beck says Flaccid and Sporky and slowly monetized. Hopefully theirs gets cleaned up. We'll see. We'll see. I'll just leave it at that. Seems to be arbitrary, and there are some things that will get you in trouble. And if you want to stay monetized, you just got to not do it. Hello, peeps. Thank you. Ancient One says, my take on casting spells in higher level slots. Have it so certain spells can achieve more interesting effects on higher levels than more on dice rolling. How certain spells can achieve more interest. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. We've had some trouble with spells when Nina Infinity she practically burned me alive accidentally because that was you got to have control of those spells, and it was my fault too. I was too close to her. We kind of suck though. One of my favorite stories is though one time when a spell got out of trouble, I wanted to go steal the tea though. So as everyone's running away, I run to steal the tea, and I got the tea. Mr. Brown says it's rainy, dark. It's dark, dry, windy, but feeling cold. Wind chill is not good. That sounds about right. At least you all don't have banshees, or do you have banshees? That's what used to scare the crap out of me as a kid. The stupid banshee. I was always convinced she was going to come and scream at me, and then someone I loved was going to die. Zach says 4 months, but just wish they would tell me the problem. I eventually dealt with all my live streams, and it seemed to do it. Yes, there you go. There you go. And I think that that's what's frustrating to people. Speaking of gaslighting, what'd I do? You know what you did. What'd I do? Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. I've seen those things where they'll say, well, just read our terms of service. Like, no, if I did something wrong, tell me what you do. I'm getting ready for monetization where I'm just going to deal with certain situations. Live streams can be a bit tricky. Many people, I think, have how do I say this? They have separate channels, like where they'll upload their live streams there to keep them, and then on their main channel they don't, because I think it also hurts the algorithm. Access, some good advice. It seems like they don't demonetize initially for too many live streams, but they won't monetize you if you have too many, if that makes sense. Okay. They don't demonetize for too many, but they won't monetize if you have too many. Yes. You see, and I've been watching that because I do a lot of live streams. Now, Zach, I'm going to take advantage of you. Please don't clip that. That sounded wrong. If you put them to private, does that take care of it, or you have to completely delete them? Because I've been aware of that. Yeah. I'll buy the fact, says Ancient One, which will still have limits regardless. Dang it. See, this is where I need Steak. I will not say what I don't know what I'm talking about. He knows his D&D left and right, up and down. He would probably be able to explain that to me. Christian said, Zach, so they didn't even tell you what the issue was. That's horrible, having to delete so much from your channel. Yeah. Yeah, they will tell you. Which is why the big successful, I just follow. I've noticed what they've done. The big successful channels, they often won't have a lot of things when you go to them there. And I think they make a lot of their money with the super chats. Don't quote me on this, though. This is observation, not knowledge. Yeah. But here's the thing about deleting and saving all that. You can download them, you can still keep them. I'm a historian, I keep documenting them. I still have all my corona diaries because that was history. It was unraveling in real time. Tip: stand behind Nina. Before you laugh, yes. However, true story with my character, I'm known to give friendly fire, so no one wants to stand in front of me. I have given friendly fire to every single one in the team, including myself. I shot myself, or I stabbed myself. So whenever we go into a battle, everyone's like, "Put Teresa in the in the front. Don't get behind Teresa." Magic Max said, "Zax, what if you have multiple different shows for different topics? Like what?" Yeah, good point. You know what? I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to take advantage. Maybe I'll do this because I'm being selfish. I don't want to fall into some of these traps. Maybe we'll do a live stream like how to not get demonetized for dummies. And I'd be more than happy to have some of you all on. And there's an art to it. There's an art to it. I guess that's why people have live channels. Yes, precisely. Yeah. And that's why, I mean, my second channel is officially going to be Teresa Travels, but maybe I'll have a live thing. I don't know. Right now, I don't think that's necessary, in my humble opinion. Not yet. Ancient One says, one interesting way I found out is to cast Wish Arcane Spell. Oh my gosh. I'm saving this to ask Stieg to translate for me. Yes. Everything I know he taught me. I'm a latecomer to D&D and Dragonlance, Conan D20. But oh hell, I've learned a lot. That's the other thing. You got to have the humility. If you don't know what you're talking about, listen to others on this whole D&D thing. When people are new to D&D and then they try to tell people that have been playing it since they were 5 in 1982 that they know better than you about D&D and the 5th edition, I get a little suspicious. Vex, Chrysanth, yes, they won't even give you a hint. I delete over 200 videos. Oh, yeah, that's just absurd. It's not fair. That's also why I do tell people, don't quit your day job for YouTube. Don't do it. Don't be too proud. I'm going to do a stream on Pride. That's going to be one of my live streams. I'll get that together. When I've been between jobs, I've delivered for Uber Eats. The reason I deliver for Uber Eats is I don't want to talk to humans in my car. I have 2 college degrees, several postgraduate certifications and things, and I wasn't too proud to do Uber Eats. Never be too proud. Part of the things that keeps me from being too proud, I want to say that I'm not being prideful by saying how I'm unprideful. That's part of my religion. They don't let you get prideful, which is why I like it. It's very practical. Kristen says, yes, they won't even, yeah, jerks, they won't even give you a hint. Zax, you would think that you Tim Tams want money. You would think. But here's the thing. I am going to name drop. You've all seen Friday Night Tights. Look at the money that they bring in just in super chats. Gary does. Compared to even someone like Zax, who has a pretty reasonably strong thing. If they had to choose, what they would lose perhaps from Zax would not be anything compared to other people. That's my thought. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Because I probably don't. Magic Beck says, Teresa some unlist their streams for a bit immediately after and then list them. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's unlist or is it private? Zach says, Teresa, I don't know if privating covered it. I deleted everything before deleting it and I'll repost it to a second channel. You know what? I'm going to do that. Teresa Live. Maybe that sounds so dumb. That's a dumb title. Miss Smart Beats is like, or I'll just do it all on my Teresa Travels channel, where I'm eventually going to move everything. Why cause trouble? Why cause trouble? 1 hour mark. Yay. Thank you, Ancient One. You're helping us out here and all these nice things. He's given us lots of links. You think, Ancient One. Oh, that's Zach. Thank you. Yeah, Ancient One, you were one of my first mods, weren't you? Thank you. Good idea for a stream, Teresa. Yeah, let's do it. And I'm completely selfish about it because I don't want to get my arts demonetized before I'm even monetized. Okay. Ancient One says, so if Wish was cast as a 12-level arcane spell, you can use it to duplicate magic missile up to 12 times. This means a single target could get hit up to 60 times. Holy crud. You know what? I think a magic missile was what happened with the T incidents. Snailbasai said, I would love to play D&D with Steve, make an anti Swedish coalition in game. Oh my gosh. He would agree with you. He would agree with you. Yeah. Ancient One says, provided if the target in question isn't magic resistant, even immune to it. Magic Tech Mech says, yes, talk about pride. I love that. Might be also be connected to social media for gratification to thought. Yes. Oh, hell yes. Social media addiction is a thing as well. Dread Saber Phil says, California screwed Uber Eats. Yours still cheaper. I don't know. I actually don't use Uber Eats anymore, but I did drive for them. Where you make your money on Uber Eats is from the tips. Oh my gosh, go to like the rich area. Yeah. I would get like some weird smoothie spinach thing. I'm like, this is from the rich chick up in the hills. Yep, it was. And they tip. They unlisted the stream. Unlist. Okay. Thank you. That's right, Teresa. I am onto YouTube. I think. Or anti-YouTube or onto. Hey, speaking of the devil. Hi there, Teresa and Chad. Hope you are well. Well, thank you. Welcome. Good morning. Ancient One was saying some things about D&D, and I didn't understand it. So go ahead and answer him if you want. I didn't under. It was a little above over my head. Lady Toil says, I have a name for live chat, calling it Woodland Realm on my channel. Ooh, yeah, nice. Whoosh, Steve. Oh, the Avatar Viking squirrel. I mean, Steve Kenobi. Yes. Hey, Steve. Everyone's saying hi. I heard an anti-Swede and woke up with a smile. Yes. Yes. I'm glad you came a bit later because I did cry earlier. I was telling a story about my grandmother. It happens. I'm a crier. That's how you can tell that all of my Viking, or rather my Scandinavian blood, is incredibly diluted. I have it on a good authority that the last true Scandinavian blood I had in my body was about 950 AD. So it's very diluted. All my emotion. Yeah, everyone's laughing. You know what? You guys hate the Swedes in each other. I didn't even know that we were all supposed to hate the Swedes. But y'all made a good case. It goes to World War II. All right, let's continue. Yeah, actions do not match your words. Let's see. Number 6. Aha, 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 and one more aha. They throw in positive reinforcement to confuse you. You think, well, maybe they aren't so bad. Yes, they are. It falls under the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. This is a calculated attempt to keep you off kilter and again to question your reality. Also, look at what they were praised for. Probably something that served the gaslighter. The biggest gaslighting son of a bitch. And confessions tomorrow if the ice goes away, because I need to go anyways. You gotta cleanse out the soul. All that exorcism talk made me realize I probably better go. Music. That guy in our music department that got to the head of it. Holy crud, did he do that? Of course, by the time I had made the decision, I'm going to leave this job at the end of the contract year, but I wasn't going to tell him. he would try to give me positive reinforcement about stuff that I was 500,000 times better than him as at. But you just smile and say, thank you. Yeah, it worked for a bit. Maybe they aren't so bad. Yeah, he tricked me twice on that. Maybe he isn't so bad. Yes, he was. Sometimes, though, how you can get around that, and this is where we're talking about gaslighters as opposed to other kind of manipulators. I can deal with certain manipulators. I have a tier, kind of like mortal sin versus venial sin. Like I said earlier, docs, you're out forever. Nobody who doxes can claim ignorance. But okay, someone was a dick. Someone maybe, I don't know, something a few years ago. All right, you know what? They learned their lesson. All right, I can deal with that. Yeah. That's different though from gaslighting. They throw in a positive reinforcement to confuse you. The idea is confusion. If you can see the theme with all this, it's all about confusion. Oh, I'm getting rebuked. Stop crying, you pansy. You have played D&D for over a year, woman. Have cleaving skulls taught you nothing? No. I was just thinking, you see, and if I was one of those sensitive people, I'd be like, I'm never talking to you ever again. You're mean. You're mean to me. No, you're not mean to me. You're being very blunt. Blunt is not mean. We Americans sometimes confuse it with it because someone can smile to your face and have sugar and spice and everything nice and be far more cruel than that. That's why we don't like gaslighters. Whoops, wrong button. Gaslighters. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Don't cross the line. I think I talked yesterday about deal breakers. Well, deal breaker online is a doxer. Period. That's it. The end. Unless it was accidental doxing. I have experienced that where if you know someone's like real name or their location and it just blurts out just because you know them real well, that's not real doxing. When people say it's not real doxing, that's not real doxing. That is oops doxing. Deliberate doxing, everyone knows what it is. Chrysanth, I've seen managers give positive reinforcement for when people do the manager's job, so to keep themselves doing the work above their pay grade. Yeah, manipulating bastards. I think Stieg wants on. Well, none of you are going to be mean to me. Nah, he's not mean. I just got done saying he's blunt. Uh-oh, LOL. Yeah. I was talking about my grandmother, you heartless man. Where are you? Yeah. Yeah, we're only on number 6. Yeah. Yeah, I need company because I've had to mute myself when I need to sneeze or cough. The cat's been quiet though. Probably because I'm completely stuck inside and she just got lots of food so she doesn't give a crap. All right, I'm going to send you the link here, Steve. Also for when I drink. I'm still a little stuffed up. So it's a good time to be stuck in inside with ice around me. The good news is when we get a winter storm, it goes away in 6 hours. I already got yelled at today because my mom was yapping and she's like, "Did you leave your pipes dripping?" No, I didn't. I was a bad girl. So it's one of those, yes, Mom, I have my pipes dripping because I'm like turning them on exactly then. And she's like, "But did you do it last night?" Yeah, she caught me. She knows my game. She's also seen a man for all seasons. All right. Serve the gaslighter, yes. Oh, gosh, nothing's worse than the classical music world. You think that YouTube stuff is bad? Oh my gosh. Try hanging around a bunch of sopranos or tenors. Tenors. All right. Number 7. They know confusion weakens people. Gaslighters know that people like having a sense of stability and normalcy. Their goal is to uproot this and make you constantly question everything. Yes. See, sunlight is the best disinfection. Gotta go hugs. Well, thank you, Keck. Thank you for being here. Keck was modding from the beginning. Always appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Ah, speaking of confusion weakening people, no, it's not at all. He is anti-confusion. It is all the way from the future, all the way from the future. The Viking himself, the one, the only Steve Kenobi.
Hello. How do you do?
Doing great, or rather, Lord Stigglesby the Third. Now, how's the future?
It's pretty good. I'm getting a lot of tips for how to gaslight the players in D&D. So this is an excellent stream. I have all kinds of tactics now. Very informative.
Oh, darn it. Well, before we continue, Snail Messiah goes, he's not mean, he's Stieg. Yes, you know what? That's exactly true. Or I would say he's Norwegian. He's not mean, he's Norwegian.
I'm just blunt and straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You missed it. There was a lot of anti-Swedish sentiment. Well, you came in at the end of it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
As it should be. When the most famous person in your country is Greta Thunberg, you've done something wrong. You're a shit country.
Everyone saying hello, Lady Charles. Yeah, Lady Charles, if you want to pop on, because I've been trying to kidnap you for a while. I don't know if you have to work though. I don't know.
It's hard to kidnap those Mirkwood elves. They just vanish in the foliage very easily.
That's true, but I learned with Lady Toriel, you give her bait. You say, "Let's talk about the English royal family, especially if we want to trash Harry." Yes, we have an entire hate stream. It's probably the meanest stream I've ever done. Lady Toriel and I hated, as she called them, twats. Those two twats.
Yes, excellent word.
Mm-hmm. We don't endorse twats here on Miss Smart Muses.
No, we don't do it in Norway either.
No.
Except if they're politicians, they get a free pass for some reason.
Nah, that's ridiculous. But yeah, it's interesting. Confusion week. You do that to us in Conan D&D and
Yes. Well, I have the characters do it. The villains.
I just realized I've just diagnosed. If you can diagnose NPCs. Yeah, Zax, he just got done with some bullshit. They demonetized him for 4 months, didn't tell him anything, and then they're like, oh, never mind, our bad, or whatever, and then remonetized him. It's ridiculous. He lost all that money.
Well, are they going to pay it back, or?
Well, no, because what happens is they demonetize you. So you're demonetized. So when you stream and do all sorts of stuff, you're not making any money. So like all the money you would have made if you had been monetized.
They took Mary Mayhem's birthday money.
Yeah, that was shit.
When they demonetized her over nothing. She had I think it was well over $1,000 in the YouTube account thing, and they just took it, and she hasn't gotten it back, and she was demonetized by a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was an example. Oh my gosh, my alarm just went off. Yeah, that's an example of stealing, because she was specifically given super chats, and then they demonetized her before the check came through at the end of the month, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, right before she would have been able to transfer the money to her account or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And in the case of Zax and other people that had gotten demonetized, it's money they would have gotten. Yeah. And Zax is confirming here. He says that's crazy about Mary. They do keep money like that.
Yeah, it's because in her case, she could prove how much money that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad, like I said, Zax, that's why I just tell people, don't quit your day job unless you like are one of those people that gets like hundreds of $1,000s really fast because you got like 2 million people and you put all your money in your savings account and didn't spend it, then
Yeah.
quit your day job.
Or if you don't like your day job and a Viking tells you to quit.
Yes. Steve has a way of costing me money. Yeah, he's the one who told me to quit. And he's also the one who spends my money when on eBay.
Yes. All I have to do is gaslight and say, this is good for you. And it's only $100. Then she goes, okay.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you've got that gig coming up. That'll pay for twice it.
Yeah, you have food in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. I have a Zarabraten going. It's getting cooking all day because I'm snowed in. We officially got snowed in or iced in. Yeah, definitely not quitting my job, said Zex. Yeah.
I think if you're making money from YouTube, and it's enough to earn as much as a regular job, still don't quit, because you can get demonetized over bullshit that you didn't even do. So
and
all of a sudden you're unemployed and you've quit your previous job, right? So that door's probably closed.
Yep.
There's been Sporking as well got demonetized over BS.
Yeah. See, the part that I don't understand from the case of Sporking, let's just say he did all the whatever with the cop. Actually, I don't know the details. I don't want to say too much about it. But what I don't understand is why you can't go, oh, okay, my bad. It wasn't intentional. And then you remove it. Like, why do they just demonetize you with no path to forgiveness? Because sometimes
he got demonetized over a copyright thing in a video that he specifically had not monetized just in case. Right? So if you're actively trying not to make money from that video, I don't understand why they would do that to him.
Their AI thing can't think straight. Yeah, but again, I just don't see why he couldn't have just said, okay, sorry, and removed it and then gone on.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Lady Turtle has to go to work, so that's why she. That's a good excuse. That's a good excuse. But you won't be at work.
She's a park ranger north of the Shire.
Quit doxing her.
Oh, you won't find her because she can avoid being seen if she wishes, and even disappear entirely.
Yeah, you heard it here first, kids.
It's a rare gift.
All right. Well, there we are. But I'm definitely kidnapping her though for the coronation. We're getting up at like 1 a.m. to watch it. Zach says, not to push a conspiracy, but Flaccid, myself, and Sporking were all demonetized on YouTube payday. Really?
That's curious. Maybe YouTube isn't doing so well.
Oh.
Why would they demonetize Flaccid though? It doesn't sound like he has stiff competition.
Yeah. It was you reading content, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, but that was a joke. Oh, I see. It was a pun?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I thought that's what it was, and then I started to laugh, and then I said, wait a second, that sounds mean. Okay. Yeah, but you're right. I've noticed that's been one of their latest excuses, reusing content, because that's what they got Mary on, too.
Yeah, she had reused her own content. I think she had shown a clip of a previous stream. I'm like, if she made it, she owns it.
Yep.
So it was just it was odd. And then I get away with uploading all of the Star Wars droids cartoon.
Yeah. And the Dragonlance movie.
Oh yeah, all kinds of movies.
Yeah. I wonder though, if you got monetized, would they suddenly care?
They'd probably kill me.
Mm-hmm. But you'd go out in a blaze of glory.
Now I just go out with a nah nah nah. That's it.
All right. Mad Check Meg says, Zax, I think your assumption is right if they take away everything before payoff.
Payout.
No, payout. I can't freaking read. Everyone's saying take care. We love the editorial. I'll be listening. Good journey, everyone. And Zach says the 21st to 22nd of the month is when they pay. Okay. Magitech Mag says YouTube claimed for one channel that reading articles is a reused content. Like how? Well, gee whiz, that everyone would be demonetized.
Yeah, if reading articles um, is a big no-no, pretty much only your channel would survive.
Yeah, I'd be the only channel. I would
Yeah,
take all the.
every channel I've been on, and it's probably since I got dragged on YouTube, it's probably been on 100 different ones because I didn't know how to say no. So I was on 3 to 4 streams a day for at least a year, right?
Yeah.
So all of those did articles, and yeah, if that's suddenly illegal, they can actually retroactively demonetize channels for that, because they don't always demonetize people for the current video. Sometimes they go way back as well. It's like they have it in for some YouTubers.
Yeah. And this is where I get suspicious. They only tend to do it to YouTubers of a certain size. Like if you are past 100,000, it's like magically they don't care if you do that same stuff. So like you can do the
because
same
you're making
thing
them
as
money.
There you go. Yeah. Well, don't. There's no logic to it. Zax is saying that's what they told Sporking. He was reading articles he couldn't prove ownership of.
Well, if reading articles is, counts as reused content, then what if someone streams a retro game? They're playing Super Mario 3. They don't own Super Mario 3. Nintendo owns it. So they will be reusing Nintendo's content, technically. So it's basically setting up that they can demonetize any channel they don't like and use that as an excuse.
Yeah. And to piggyback on that, Magitac Mag says, there's a lot of rules for thee, but not for me type of TOS going around now.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of
or
which,
other
you missed it.
rules for the smaller channels that don't apply to the big ones.
Yeah. Just like the left and the right.
Yeah, maybe.
We were saying earlier, Steve, about Magitac Mags, how you had leveled her up to level 4 Druid because of her awesome comment on Twitter.
Yes.
Yep. And
I said it and I meant it. However, if she wants to get to level above that, level 5, 6, 7, 8, she has to work on it. I don't give away levels for free.
You heard it here first.
She earned it and deserved it.
All right, Shield Wall of Dragons is here. Hello. Number 8. They project. Oh yeah. Oh hell yes.
Yes.
They are. Yeah.
I've experienced that one.
They are a drug user or a cheater, yet they are constantly accusing you of that. This is done so often that you start to trying to defend yourself and are distracted from the gaslighter's own behavior. Uh-huh. I see that all the time. You're lying while the person's lying.
Yeah, they basically put you on the defensive. So you can't argue your points. You have to defend the accuser's points instead.
Mm-hmm. Which is why 10,000 reasons why you never argue on Twitter for the most part, because they're maybe using these as well. They're not interested in having an equal conversation.
Yeah, it's like if you make 10 points and they'll go, yeah, but there's a typo in point 7, so nothing you said counts.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Or, the whole joke that if you want to know what the enemy's doing, see what they're accusing you of.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I accuse people of being a dumbass all the time. Damn it.
You called me a pansy.
Yeah. Well, I am a lot of things. I'm not a pansy.
No.
I might be a dumbass, though. That is entirely possible.
I just think you're a dumbass because you won't use a hot water bottle.
Yeah, I'll walk around outside going to the store wearing a hot water bottle.
Well, not outside, in your bed.
I have a goose feather stuffed blanket. It heats me up, and there's a heater next to the bed. Why would I need a hot water bottle in addition to that?
I would. That I digress. All right, shield well.
Hot water bottles are crutches. It's crutches for people without a cold heart.
Oh, there you go. That's why you can do it, because your heart is so cold. Well, shield wall of dragons is 6. Still feeling like crack from the flu, but getting better. Or crap, rather, not like crack. Well, I hope you get to feeling better. Oh, look, Magitech Mag says thank you. Oh, Magitech Max, I've had this projection recently. Mm-hmm.
Not from me.
No, you're too blunt to do any of this. Well, gaslighting is a form of manipulation, though. It's not sincere.
Yeah, I've
They're doing it on
definitely used it
purpose.
in D&D though with villainous NPCs and stuff.
Yes.
Because villains are supposed to lie. Like,
Mhm.
when you and Mara killed that priest.
What when we wait? He didn't lie to us. We lied to him.
Yes, but the ones who hired you gaslighted you.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tulip lied, gaslights us
Well,
all the time when he pretended he was dying. Yeah, not from anyone here. Well, thank you. Well, yeah. Usually it's kind of silly to. No. Yeah, and I have a rule, as I've said earlier, that if someone's not here, we don't talk about him, unless it's Prince Harry. But
Prince Harry
I
wants to be here because any attention is good for him.
Yeah, because he's the ultimate gaslighter. Yeah, he's a fame whore. He's psycho. But I see it, Magitech Mags. I see it. I see it everywhere.
Is it always gaslighting though, or is it also delusion? Because I've noticed a lot of people are self-deluded. So if they're deluded, they've already gaslit themselves. And they probably don't even know they're gaslighting others. That's food for thought.
Yeah, but I would probably put that back to like the narcissistic personality.
Yeah, that's true.
Gaslighting is done deliberately and it's on purpose. It's a manipulation tactic. It's done with awareness. I know. Yeah. Oh, I know. Magitech Mags. Sometimes people can tell I'm a teacher. You repeat the things, you expound upon it, then you circle back. It's how we're taught. Oh my gosh. You would agree with this, though. Snail Messiah says, but Swedes really are that terrible, says Snail Messiah.
Yes, Snail Messiah is a wise man, intelligent and perceptive. Everyone should listen to him.
Except for Drago from Rocky 4. He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. Dolph Lundgren is cool.
I'm always afraid to pronounce any of these names around Scandinavians. I feel self-conscious. Magitech Max says, interesting.
There's kind of a saying that the first victim of a liar is the liar himself.
Oh. Oh, whoops. I accidentally muted myself. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you only hurt yourself. Number 9. Man, this is long. They try to align people against you. Wow, that's never happened.
Yeah.
Gaslighters are masters at manipulating and finding the people they know will stand by them no matter what, and they use these people against you. They will make comments.
They don't have to be master manipulators, though. They only need to have a lot more subs. Anyway, carry on.
Sometimes, because not all people with subs are assholes. Because I was saying that earlier, actually.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. But they're manipulating in another way. But I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I'm not going there. All right. They will make comments such as, this person knows that you're not right. A gaslighter is a constant liar. When the gaslighter uses his tactics, it makes you feel like you don't know who to trust or turn to. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, who's talking about me behind my back? Who said that? Oh, who? It could be anybody, right?
Yeah. This YouTuber said you had fat ankles or something.
Yeah, but dang it, you use fat ankles a lot. I guess. Well, I don't want people to call my ankles fat. My ankles are actually kind of nice and dainty. But yeah, or not even that, at the workplace, or even a friend. Like if someone's trying to break up a friendship.
Yeah, or nowadays is like, this person over there isn't vaccinated or voted for a conservative politician.
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff, really. I mean, you actually see it with people who get canceled now. When they get canceled for stuff they obviously didn't do, but the mob just read the headlines, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know she's not crying to anywhere, but look at what they've done to J.K. Rowling on what's not even true. Yeah.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling didn't want male rapists in female prisons.
Yeah, how dare she?
Yeah.
Shieldwall Dragon says, but who among us really knows the inner workings of the Scandinavian mind? Misquoting scripture there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, me and Snail Messiah.
Yeah. Those two.
We're infected with it, infused.
Well, my experience has been, actually, everyone knows the inner workings because it's usually straightforward. When I was at the Blue Lagoon, they had a really cool bathing suit, and I was like, I want to buy that.
When Snail Messiah gets pissed and draws his sword, danger itself will fall from grace.
Wow. Well, there you go. I decided I'd use a different example. It was my phone. It was all messed up and it wasn't working. And I'm like, I think it's broken. So I took it to a store. And the guy just looks at it and goes in English, I'm sorry, but you are fucked. Yeah. And I laughed my ass off. It not in front of him. I waited till after, but it was just like very blunt, very straightforward, and he wasn't trying to be rude or anything.
The
Yes.
the thing is, it's Scandinavians speak English well enough because we learn it in school, but
Mm-hmm.
we also communicate differently. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we try to be economic with our words and discussions. So we'll say our point and then shut the hell up, letting others speak as well. So we come off as short and blunt, but we're just being economical.
Well, there was that
You
meme
know?
one there where it had like what the English say, and then what a Norwegian says, and there's like a big long sentence for the British person, and then for you it's like a one syllable, 2 word, 2 letter thing,
Yeah, like,
like
no.
a yeah, a bit of an exaggeration. Yeah. Well, and the swimsuit thing was never mind. It was just she was very flattering towards me. I'll put it to you that way, but just so straightforward. It was my friend was just laughing her butt off. Just like, I can't believe she said that, but she was actually just being very straightforward. It's like, oh yes, that is perfect for for what I am seeing. It was good times. And Samusai says, Nano. Wait, is that
You
Nano?
know, he says no, no.
Oh, no. Sorry. Miss Martin muses, he said the first victim of a lie is the liar himself. So you can't say yes, only hurt yourself, as lies will hurt others as well. That's the gossip. I might disagree with you because that makes you the victim, right? The first victim is you. When you're a victim, you're being hurt.
Yeah, but the liar doesn't even know it.
Oh, damn. You see, once again, the fact that you all can reason like this in your second language hurts. Uh-oh. Dread Saber, Stieg, you gave it away. He says, I thought Stieg was hilarious, but he's just economical.
Yes. I don't say things to be funny. I just say it.
Yeah. Green Stieg deal. Oh, no. He's well,
No,
you're
no.
green. Yeah. Well, you're
No,
reasonably
no.
green.
What do you mean?
I'm not giving away state secrets when I say that you like recycle your plastic bottles.
The country does, yes. You know, it's a thing in Norway. Yeah, plastic bottles. You take them to the store, and you get money for them.
Yeah. I'd recycle hell if we got that. Okay.
Yeah, but other
Med
than
tech.
that, I'm not like, oh, there's climate change. Like, no, the weather's shit. It's always been shit during winter. It's just as shitty now as it was in 1985.
1905. Magitech says the liar believes they are truly hurt by others when really they are hurt by themselves.
Yeah, long term they are.
Mm-hmm. Loads of crazy. Yes, Ancient One. Absolutely. Snail Messiah says, but how can I deserve such praise from Stieg when he proves that both sword and pen are equally dangerous in the right hands of an able Stieg can be?
Yeah, you saw what Heath Ledger did with a pen, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. No, it wasn't Heath Ledger. It was that was the Jack Nicholson Joker.
No, Heath Ledger put the pen on the table and smashed the guy's head into it.
Oh. Okay. Well, then they both did that. Okay, LOL. We'd like to LOL here at Miss Smart Muses. Just another red shirt is here. Greetings. Hello. Saying hello to red shirt. Talking about gaslighting. Part of what this aspect of gaslighting is why I don't like to talk to too many people. You know, I mean, like getting into a big, large group, especially like large group chats. Most people know this, but and I'll always be very courteous. If I am brought into a large group chat, I will very gently and kindly excuse myself and explain to the person that made me join. It's nothing personal, but
Ancient One is talking about transforming me into a cute fuzzy squirrel.
again,
Yeah, one day it's gonna succeed. Oh, damn it! It worked. What did you do, Ancient One? Put it back. This is uncool. I lost an eye because of you.
this is the cutest picture ever.
Yeah, you have to sit down and think about what you've done now, Ancient One. Because as a squirrel, it's hell to go to the grocery store and carry the bags. They're 10 times bigger than I am. I'll get grumpy.
Yeah. Oh gosh, and like you'll be a victim of prey, and
No, I
then
have a sword for that.
oh, that's true. You do have a sword. It says, "Yep, Stiganth, the Avatar Viking squirrel."
It's been at me for this for 3 years.
Snail Messiah says the first victim is the liar. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9. They try to ally people against you. Oh wait, we just said that one. Never mind.
Yeah, they're using it's called flying monkeys. Basically they get minions on their side, and eventually all of them will start spreading the same lie that the liar himself came up with.
Yeah.
Basically, simps in a way.
Yeah, different form of it. Yeah. All right, number 10. They tell you or others that you are crazy. This is one of the effective tools, the most effective tools of gaslighter because it's dismissive. Oh, hell yes. It's like, oh, well, you're just nuts or you're just delusional or you're just,
Some people are crazy though.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that in many cases they are batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's dismissive. Or in the case of women, oh, is it that time of month? Or, oh, you're emotional, you're too emotional. Or, excuse me for living. Sorry, you're so sensitive. The gaslighter knows if they question your sanity, people will not believe you when you tell them the gaslighter is abusive or out of control.
Yeah, this has a lot to do with narcissists, because a narcissist will rarely show narcissistic behavior in public. They do it, behind closed doors. Quite often you'll see someone having a divorce, and the wife said that the guy was abusive, and especially psychologically abusive, and nobody's seen any evidence of it because the person keeps it hidden in public. And then says yeah, my wife's insane, don't listen to her. They are prone to listen to him when he says that because they've seen no evidence of him being abusive. That those are called covert narcissists, I believe. The people who are abusive behind closed doors and stuff like that. And there's also something called grandiose narcissist, which is pretty much people who are only talking about themselves and praising themselves, fishing for other people to praise them. Those you can spot easily. It's, if their favorite topic is themselves, then you can see where the focus lies, right?
Yeah. Covert narcissists, I think, are the most dangerous ones. Would that be, what's her name? Amber Heard, but the other way around, like she was the one.
Yeah, if stuff was true about her, then yes, covert narcissist.
Mhm. Well, she convinced everyone that Johnny Depp was the abuser when it was really
Yeah,
the other way around, though. Turd, yes. Amber Turd. Yeah. Well, my experience also in the workplace when I have dealt with these situations. Yeah.
the social media feeds grandiose narcissists
Yes.
because you're on display just from having a profile, so you're given a little bit of a stage where you can basically put yourself on and boast about yourself, you know.
Hmm. Well, there's a good argument that social media has created a whole generation of
Yeah,
narcissists.
yeah. And there wasn't many mass shootings until social media grew.
Yeah.
That's when it exploded with social media.
You're right, because the real big one, Columbine and all that was
Yeah,
1999. That was right after the internet started becoming
yeah,
mainstream.
yeah.
Mm.
And um, another thing is people skip is a mass shooting. If it's at a school or something, it's a troubled kid taking revenge on society. And people also skip the fact that it's also a public suicide because they keep shooting until they get shot themselves. So it's
Yeah.
almost like a last chance at fame they think they deserve
Yeah.
in some
Which,
cases.
yeah. Well, they call it, suicide plus.
Yeah,
And that's why when these idiots plaster them all over the internet and their faces and their names,
yeah,
the Parkland dad, Andrew Pollock, he will only refer to his daughter's murderer by his prisoner name. It, and he says that's even too good for him.
yeah. People skip that bit and blame the guns. Well, the gun laws over in the U.S. weren't as strict in the 80s as they are now.
No.
But where were the mass shootings?
Yeah, they weren't around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
So,
guns. Kids used to have guns in their trucks,
yeah,
especially if you're out in the country.
every bit of logic would dictate that there should have been way more mass shootings in the 80s, and with stricter gun laws it should have gone down, but
Mm-hmm.
um, it hasn't. It's exploded. And
Yeah.
it it kind of exploded during the Obama period, and that's not his fault,
No.
by the way. He was just the president at the time. But personally, I think social media has a lot to do with it, because let's say you're a full-blown narcissist, right? And you need the
Mm-hmm.
constant attention and stuff, and what if you don't get it even on social media,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, and I can say one could argue, Steve, even back in the 1800s, why weren't there these kind of shootings? Where everyone had a gun on their hip. Yeah. Um. Well, and let's just be honest. Most schools have big ass signs saying gun free zone. These shootings happen in gun free zones. So if all we needed to do was have stricter laws, it's against the
It's
law to carry a firearm in a school unless you are a law enforcement officer.
isn't that
Most schools.
it's isn't that ironic though, because it says gun-free zones on the sign, and then
Yeah.
the uh, the mass shooter ignores the sign because the mental health people ignored the signs in him.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to do an in-depth stream about it using the Why Meadow Died book by Andrew Pollock, because he documented it from this kid's school record from kindergarten all the way up to the shooting. And there's several reasons why nothing was done about him, but I'll get into that because I'll get really depressed if I talk too much about it because I lived a lot of it, not the shooting part. There are some schools, though, and they're working on it, where there are some places where teachers can carry, so they're not necessarily gun-free zones, but it's not very common.
It's also not a good solution because you have teachers that very likely will end up having to shoot a kid, which is not what they signed up for.
No, but we didn't sign up for any of that. We didn't sign up to be asylum workers, which is what you are if you're a teacher nowadays.
Yeah. A lot of the problems we have today, all over the place, you can link to social media.
Mm-hmm.
The canceling of J.K. Rowling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely social media. A lot of the trouble Trump got into was because of mean tweets.
Yeah.
Right? It's and let's face it, social media has become people's news outlets, and sadly most people just read the headlines and then read the comments, their reactions to said article, rather than read it themselves and check.
Yeah.
So it's very hive mind friendly, and when you're on social media, you choose who to follow, because you basically put up what you like, and you will interact with whoever you like and agree with you. So it's a bit of a trap because you're putting yourself inside an echo chamber, which is, in a way, you're stepping into a mini cult.
Mm-hmm.
And just blindly believing in what you've been told. And this is a thing on both sides, because
yes,
I'm a center right on the political spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with both sides on certain topics, but
mm-hmm.
It's you're still putting yourself in an echo chamber, and I've noticed both sides do fake news stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just the crazy lefties, Antifa people. There's people on the right as well that I've caught not being honest.
And sometimes they're not being honest with wrong intentions because they're not being critical. There's been the phenomenon lately that has really annoyed me, of where people go, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Look at this." And it's a screenshot of an article. And then I'm like, why is there only a screenshot? And then I go and try to find the article and find out it's not a real article.
Yeah, and sometimes I've seen people post clips from 10 years ago saying, "Oh my God, this just happened at a school near where I live." Mm-hmm. Right, and then way down in the comments, someone will link to the article. No, happened in 2011.
Yeah.
And that tends to get ignored, though.
Yeah. Well, and some of them, as I've said, they're doing it on purpose, and some of them are doing it in good faith because they got fooled.
Yeah.
The critical thinking skills are also things that have gone right outside the window, as well as empathy and sympathy. That's why I think that we see such a rise in bullying. Gaslighting, says the R, doesn't care about truth. They are using their will to beat you into submission. And Snail Messiah says, that's also where you see the willing victim, ESD, white knights. I've never thought about the social media connection, says Zach's. Good point. Mm-hmm. Snail Messiah is disagreeing with me. No, saying she convinced everyone that Johnny Depp was the abuser is too oversimplified. There's an ecosystem, a media culture kind of. Yes. And that's why example is going to be perfect.
And the ecosystem he mentioned, that's the flying monkeys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes. Magic Meg, social media and parents not being involved and allowing their kids to be beset by social media. Not all, but a lot.
Yeah, she is exactly right, and I've mentioned this on a couple of streams in the past, where the new babysitter is social media and the PlayStation, right? They just
Mm-hmm.
keep the kid inside and get him a game, and they'll know where the kid is. He's not outside doing all kinds of shenanigans like we did. But as a little side note to that one, with social media and everyone having a phone or an iPad or whatever it is, a device, people, even the parents, are sitting there staring at their phones, watching Netflix on the phone, watching YouTube. Uh, and this is kind of profound. It has killed the living room. Families don't gather much in the living room anymore like they used to. Because I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I grew up, me and my friends and all that used to have like board game nights with the parents, right?
Yeah.
The mom would make a homemade pizza and would play Uno or whatever on Saturday night, or we'd rent a movie and watch it together, all that stuff, and it all happened in the living room. Well,
Yes.
nowadays people are in their separate rooms. The kids are in their room watching Netflix or anime or whatever it is, and the parents are actually doing much the same. So the living room, which is the family room, is mostly dead. It's on life support, at least.
Yeah.
You know,
When
and
you make a good
that
point. There was more. Oh, sorry. I thought you
yeah,
had.
and that alone uh, leads to isolation within the family, and they don't even know it's happening. And I'm thinking that is a big cause of why narcissism is flaring up too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the feelings of isolation, depression, the mental health. Also, it makes kids very vulnerable to predators. Like the predators will pose as another kid or another teenager, and it'll be some 50-year-old pervert,
Yeah,
and the parents won't even know it's happening.
yeah. And then if you criticize that 50-year-old pervert, you'll get canceled because that one identifies as a woman.
It's such a mess. I like what you brought up, though. You are correct about not just the kids, but the parents. Yeah, that sometimes you go spend the night at a friend's house, and yeah, you'd hang out with the parents too, and the big sisters and the big brother. I mean, that there
Well,
was more cohesiveness between the ages, more
well,
natural socialization.
yeah. And another one, which ties into the living room. When we grew up, we would have movie nights with friends, right? We would go to a place to rent them, a VHS movie or a DVD, and you'd watch, two or three of them with a bunch of friends. That's not happening anymore either because they're sitting by themselves watching Netflix, and that whole process of picking movies, you'll head to the video store and you'd see, oh, cool cover, Eddie Murphy's in it, this has to be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But scrolling through Netflix isn't the same because you have, what is it, 14,000 titles on Netflix, right? You're just scrolling past and go, okay, this one looks cool, let's try that one. And they're like, it's not fun. 10 minutes in, it's not fun. So they stop and pick another one. So kids are taught not to even appreciate having access to it because it's overflowing. But back when we rented a movie, you know, we had to pay for the specific movie, and you had it for the weekend, so you would try to watch it again to get more bang for the buck, right? So you'd watch it two or three times, you know, and that
Yeah.
whole process is gone. So basically, like I said, the living room is on life support, but the basement, the movie watching basement, that one's gone too, and it also it's also kicked in when it comes to gaming because everything's online now. So they're not
Mm-hmm.
socializing there either. That they're sitting there with their headset and microphone, yes, but they're sitting by themselves playing online with friends rather than people coming over and doing, playing FIFA or something with four friends, having a FIFA tournament, while you're in the same room together. That's almost gone too, and the gaming industry enforces this because they've gotten rid of the split screen option for games, because when they made the consoles, it was marketed as something you'd play with friends, because you could play Call of Duty or something, and four player, and you'd basically get four screens on the screen, right?
Yeah.
So you can run around and
I
shoot each
remember
other.
that.
Yeah, that's gone. Hardly any games have split screen anymore, because they're not supposed to socialize. You're supposed to play online,
Yeah.
right, and sit in your own home. So that aspect is gone as well, and it's I'd say it's the same as the point I made with the living room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ancient One, thank you for the article. I will check that out. Everything that you just said, Steve, absolutely. And Magitech Mags obviously agrees. Yes, she says. She also says, I've seen even the right dunk on a group of people instead of delving into it as to why that is, but instead laugh at them as if they are the only one causing all the issues. Yeah, I hate that. I hate it. I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
And I'd gladly admit, I'm probably guilty of that, because it's the quick, easy way. Especially if you're tired or something, you'll just chime in blindly. So yeah, what you're saying is perfectly true, and I'm definitely guilty of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, none of us are perfect, but it is something. It really, yeah, I know exactly what she means. And then it turns into a pile on when, yeah, just what you said. All right, Magitech Med continues. The right likes to use millennials as a scapegoat for all the issues and problems. When some are now in their early 40s and 30s, working, married, have children of their own. No time for yeah. I don't like that scapegoat stuff either. We didn't get there. We didn't get there like these millennials magically popped out being these woke weirdos, right? Who raised them? Who raised them to be that
When
way?
did the woke stuff start, though? With social media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Good point, Ancient One. For some reason, people who don't already need to realize why it's special to go to the theater to watch a movie. Yeah. I do love going to see movies in the theater. We had a great time as a family. 3 generations of us went to see Maverick. Problem is, that's the first movie since John Wick that all the family's been able to go to and enjoy, that appealed across generations. They're not making good movies like that anymore. Yeah. And Magic Miss says, I'm trying to be more aware. I say, I'm no saint, lol. Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're
Well,
a
and
druid.
also,
Pay attention. You're a druid, not a saint. Write it down.
oh no. Yeah, I'm very well aware. I'm going to be cautious not to call anyone out, but some people that call themselves Christians, I see doing the most unchristian behavior on social media that they would never dream of doing or like saying in front of their preacher. It's like, hey, Reverend, look what I did on Twitter. You know what I
Assuming
mean?
they even have a preacher. I've seen a lot of people claim they're Christians and just to use it as a shield.
That's true. But for some reason, they feel like if you do it on social media, it's not unkind. It's not cruel. It is. Especially if it's people you know. But it's bad for your soul. I love Top Gun Maverick. Yes, I know that Steve likes it. We all liked it. It was good stuff. Snail Size says, choosing a movie together is also a social endeavor, a tiny lesson in social interaction, give and take, and in a very minor part, a lesson in democracy.
Excellent point, because that's what happened. If 5 of us went to rent the movie, and we voted, on
Hmm.
the movies, right? Like, yeah, this one looks cool. Who else wants to see it? If it was 3 out of 5, yeah,
Yeah.
you rented that
And
one.
it also taught you compromise. Like you
Yeah,
weren't always gonna get what you wanted. That sometimes you had, and usually you would find that you enjoyed the movie that the other people would choose. Yeah. Just take a druid saint. Oh my gosh. Get ready. That's your new name, Tech. And she says people call millennials the participation trophy generation. I agree, but that was started in the 90s, 2000s. So maybe we can say the start of the internet going mainstream. Hmm?
yes, correct. The participation trophy stuff started in the late 90s. I saw it happen. You know,
Oh,
kids
I
were allowed
remember.
to play full soccer matches and stuff, even though they never even showed up for the practice, simply because, yeah, they deserve to play too. Like, no, they didn't earn shit. The people who,
Yeah,
the kids who showed up for every soccer practice should be the ones to play,
yeah.
but
And then they'd
because they
mess it
earned
up
it.
for the kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
they.
and
Yeah.
the participation trophy stuff, certainly, yes, it has you basically being groomed into thinking you should get a trophy just for being you. And if you think about it, that's gone into gaming as well, because you get achievements and trophies.
Hmm.
You're
Yeah. So
constantly
I'm
being, oh
guilty
yeah,
of liking those.
I like them too. But it's a bit of a participation trophy though, because
Hmm.
yeah, you'll get one trophy for beating the game or something, but the rest are just, yeah, you picked up 10 mushrooms. You're great. There's 20
Hmm.
points, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and Snowmessiah says when the family watch the same movie, it becomes part of the family cultural language. That's true. We do. That's the way it is in our family. Star Trek and Star Wars, it's part of our stuff. It's like everyone knowing the Bible, common language.
Yeah. Well, basically, it forms a common ground. And um, I'd have you know what? I'll ask a question of you and the chat. Do you have any movies that you have strong nostalgic feelings for simply because you watched it with the right people rather than the movie being actually good? Like just a movie you have fond memories of because of who you watched it with?
Oh,
Yes, I do.
yeah. Back to the Future. Well, that though that's a darn good movie. But I remember taking the bus in Cork and going downtown with my best friend, and we all watching Back to the Future. Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That was a great
For me,
experience too.
it's Willow and the Beauty and the Beast animated movie, because my little sister got Beauty and the Beast for Christmas one year, right? The
Hmm.
VHS, and she's my little sister, and she only wanted to watch it with me. So she would wake me up in the morning and hold up the VHS cover, right?
Hmm.
Like, you have to watch a movie, and so I probably watched it 20 or 30 times with her. And it's not like I'm a massive fan of that movie, but it has nostalgic ties to it, right? So
Yeah.
it's ended up being one of my favorites anyway, simply for you know
Yeah. That's so
those.
adorable. I'm just imagining you with your little sister. It's like, okay, and sitting with her and tolerating Beauty and the Beast for the 500th time.
Well, you're supposed to be nice to your little sister.
Yeah. No, that's cute. See?
And it's what
Ah,
I'm talking about, though. It's the family members doing stuff together, and it also ties into the movie stuff, doesn't it?
yeah. Common culture, which is why I think that a lot of the so-called woke stuff, leftist stuff, know what they're doing when they're using culture to divide. They know that's how you divide the family, the
it
generations.
Yeah, it looks like it's a deliberate attack on the family, which seems to be coming from every angle these days.
Hmm. Magitech Mag says, full disclosure, I'm a millennial. a millennial and I hated it then. Yes. We see, and kids did. See, kids aren't stupid. They know that they're not really winners, and it breeds resentment. Yeah, I would see it with my own eyes. Groupings such as woke and a woke right, left, center, etc. Says Neil Messiah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, labels are sometimes things that we use as ways to get a point across with simplification. There's always shades. Ancient One said, if I had a mini theater and you all lived in the same town I lived in, we would all get together and watch awesome movies together. Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. Zach says, I definitely remember that. I'm assuming you mean, I'm trying to catch up here. Yeah. In relationships, says Neil will say, you generally just do what the lady tells you if you like sex. Even Eric the Red knew that. Yes, dear. Or you dress up like Mr. Darcy. That'll also always work. Star Wars all the time with VHS, yes. Not only watch awesome movies together, we could play loads of arcades. Oh, yeah, pinball machines. Yeah, get 19K Fox, get all his pinball machines. Zach says, I also remember when dating not... Oh, dear.
Yeah, if she wants to make out while watching the Saw movies, you have a keeper. I'm kidding. Just felt like saying something effed up.
Dating advice from Steve. Number 11. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said, yeah.
Yeah. All right. They tell you everyone else is a liar. You've never known someone with the audacity to do this, so they must be telling the truth, right? Oh, have I fallen into this trap? Like, I would never do something that messed up and wrong. So it takes a while for you to realize, to compute. It's like your brain can't grasp that someone is actually that messed up, that is that manipulative, that would really blatantly do something so terrible. And it's like, no, it's a manipulation technique. It makes people turn to the gaslighter for the correct information, which isn't correct information at all. Yeah. That's why it's a red flag nowadays if someone tries to slide into my DMs to stir up something like that. I think word gets around, though, that I don't play the game because it's been a very long time since that's happened. I just don't play that game. You got a problem with someone, go to them. Why is coming to me to say this person's lying? With a very few exceptions. There are times where, as a friend, you do perhaps need to let somebody know, but there's a pretty obvious difference between someone that's manipulating you and someone that is doing so because they care about you. And let's see. Oh, is that it? Oh, yeah, because that's for my exorcism stream. So those are all the signs of gaslighting. You heard it here first. And also in the midst of it, some really good conversation, especially on these musings. I do permit off topic, if you will, because that's what I say. What would you like to muse about? These are open musings, and I kind of try to tie them in. Yeah, my gosh. And I've also run across some situations where you try to tell someone, hey, this person's doing this. And the person won't believe you for the same reason, though it's not because I'm manipulating. Often in situations of dating, you have a friend who's dating a guy and you're just like, I need to warn her about something I know. And then you're the bad guy. You will always be the bad guy. But in this case, I think the key word here is they tell you everyone else is a liar. Here's the thing. Let's just really make a lot of sense. How logical is it that everyone is a liar but the person talking to you? Everyone else is a liar. Everyone else is a backstabber. Really? No. Oh, I lost Steve because he's backstabbing me right now. That's why he's gone. He's sliding into DMs telling people I'm a horrible person and don't trust. Makes people a gaslighter. It makes people turn to the gaslighter for the correct information. Yeah, isn't that convenient? Only I can help you. Oh boy, there is a public situation that happened. That should I talk about it? Louder with Crowder. But that's going to cause a a lot of people are on different sides. Interesting. Yeah. But I just won't go there because that had to do with money. And people will do crazy things for money. They will. Because if it works, hey, do the right thing and you kind of stay in your modest little apartment. You have maybe not all the video games you want, or you get them secondhand. You have to wait maybe for that book you want to get, or be a total jerk, make more money than you know what to do with, buy fancy cars, a big old house, swimming pool. It's very hard to convince someone to choose the small apartment and do the right thing than otherwise, which is why I'm really glad. Well, it's not a possibility, and I support that there's no being a priest in the church. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? You're sitting there trying to tell people do the right thing, and they're all like, "Yeah, whatever." Especially some of their fellow clergymen aren't doing the right thing either. That was more for yesterday's conversation. All right, let's see. Sorest Rump. Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. That was shenanigans. My gosh. What a blast from the past. Ancient One says, I can imagine an utterly crazy improv that includes the... No. He thinks he broke Steve. No, most likely something came up. It happens. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. As always, thanking everyone that showed up. Ancient One, Zax, Magitech Max, loads of people were here. Snail Messiah representing. Some people came in and out. So hello to those that came in and out. Thank you for being here. I definitely appreciate it. We had the R. We had Keck. He had to go. A lot of people have to go to work rather than break. Shield Wall of Dragons. Hope you feel better.
I'm back.
And if I missed anyone, please forgive me. It's not personal. It's just because life. Zach says, thanks, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your tips for my pre-monetization. It's going to be a while. Unless I get really lucky. Who knows? You just never know. You never know when something's going to hit. But I want to be ready. I would far rather be ready and presumptuous than not be ready.
For what?
When it happens. Be seeing you. MedCheck says, thank you for another good stream. I'm glad I cut your stream 2 days in a row. Yes, well, I'm glad I was able to do 2 days in a row. Keep the ice coming and I'll get to do more. I'm sorry, Steve, you're back?
Yes.
Did you ask a question? I thought.
No, it's just I asked, be ready for what?
Oh, we were talking about monetization.
Oh.
That one way is to not get your arse in trouble and some of the pitfalls and things that you can do before you even get monetized. So it doesn't become a problem later. And it won't hurt. I have already gone through where I know I violated copyright, especially in the early days. And I just removed them. It's just common sense. What does
Also, all the cussing you do will get you in trouble maybe as well.
Oh. Does that mean I have to hide all our live streams? Yeah, let me know. Do things like F-bombs get you in trouble, folks? Maybe they do. Darn.
Well, you could always blame it on me or something.
Yeah, Steve got my stream demonetized because, well, you know how I'll be. I'll spell it, and then you will say, "Oh, you mean this word?"
Yeah.
Oh, Ancient has it in its head that you and I need to do an improv. Uh,
Oh, Ancient
I,
One was a huge fan of the improvs we did on Shenanigans for many
mhm.
years. Um, you know what, Ancient One? I've tried to get Mary to do a retro Shenanigans stream with improvs, but it seems like it's not happening. I think she wants to, but some of the new people she has on, they're not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Um, if I understood it correctly, so I get that quite a bit. People asking, about or mentioning the old improv stuff, you know.
Mm.
But sadly, I think um, yeah. Well, maybe Mary will do a stream or two with the old gang or whatever, and do improvs again. You have to message her about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky because people have also moved on. Like the old gang that did it, they've all gone to the four winds. Some of them aren't even on the internet anymore, or have their channels. Yes, but I agree with you. Those were the good old days. There was some really genuinely funny stuff that happened. Ones that stand out are the one with you and Miss and the old man.
Yeah, the sailor guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one
The
was fun.
Yeah, Lethal Lightning and the cow.
Yeah,
Uh, it, I think you were the one that was married to the cow, and he was a divorce lawyer. Forrest Rump, and the
yeah,
classic one with Mara. The Wind did it. And that's where the Wind did it came from.
yeah, yeah. It's I, maybe there should be more streams on YouTube that aren't topical to you know current mainstream media. You know,
Yeah,
maybe maybe some more fun needs to happen. I don't
yeah,
know. It's up to the people who watch, really. But I find myself watching less and less videos or streams about this is what's wrong with the marble or something, because I already agree with it, and I've gotten the information
yeah.
all
And it
week.
can get depressing.
Yes, and if like you go to YouTube and then you see six channels doing a stream about the same article, you're
Hmm.
not going to watch all of them. And um, I watch less and less stuff like that. I'll swing by and say hello to support people, but more often than not now I'm watching documentaries about retro games, how they made the old Prince of Persia game, the original. It's actually made by a 16-year-old kid in his dad's garage. And look what happened with that franchise. It's blown up now. He even had a Hollywood movie, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
So I'm basically researching the stuff I liked when I was a kid and see
Yeah.
how it was made, and watching interviews, and I'm having fun with that. And not to piss on any channels for doing the streams they do, it's fine that there is an audience for that, but I've
Yeah.
simply just watched it too much, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I go through cycles. I'll admit, like sometimes I really do get back into Star Wars, and then I'm like, oh, okay, then I move over. Well, Lord of the Rings, or I go, yeah. There's because for me, I can't do it all the time, and also you got to realize that certain people have certain skills.
Yeah,
Let's just say in a perfect world, I wanted to do a retro kind of similar situation to what you all used to do on Shenanigans. I can tell you this for a fact. I'm not good at improv. That's not my skills. So, if it's not my skill, then, why would I do that? And that everyone has the certain things. But I got to give Ancient One this. The Wind did it. Woo. That was a classic.
yeah, yeah. The thing that I found out that worked with improvs is always play off what the other person says, you know, and then spice it up by saying something fucked up or really stupid. That's all you have to do. Say
Yeah.
something utterly dumb or something really fucked up because the other person has to react to it. And
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and that's when, yeah, it's just, and then it works if you're on the same frequency as the other person, you know,
Yeah.
because there were some people I could not do improvs with. We just didn't click.
Yeah.
And I'm great friends with those people as well, you know. We get along swimmingly, always have, but we couldn't do improvs well together, you
Yeah.
know. But then others
Chemistry.
I could. And then the people I couldn't do with clicked well with others. So they did really great improvs, right?
Yeah.
And they probably wouldn't have if I was involved. It would have been shit.
Yeah.
So there was a
Magic
lot of
Mac says, "Oh,
uh, Mary did a lot of work with that, putting the right people together, you know, by seeing how they had worked together before.
yeah, that was back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah." Magic Mac says, "Same Steve. I'm trying to do different things. I think we go through different forms of burnout for YouTube content." Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Um,
Ancient One, yeah, Ancient One wants a when Steve Kenobi and Jade Shadow have a sequel to The Wind did it, The Water did it, Part 3 is The Fire did it, and Part 4 is The Earth did it.
we did a sequel to it where it turned out, yes, the wind actually did it. And Mora was convinced.
Oh, wait a second. I never heard that one.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Yeah, if you find it, give it to me. Yeah. Yeah, there is some really genuinely funny, cool stuff. I'm thinking circa 2019 and 2020 during COVID. Some really hilarious things on John Talks. You and John Talks, and I was on one of his things, and we just had a really good time. It was, you know,
I had a blast every time I was on with John Talks, and I was on quite a bit too.
mhm,
And I actually missed talking to him. Used to talk to him a lot behind the scenes and stuff. Good guy.
yeah,
John Talks
yeah,
is he's just a great guy. Very
yeah,
down to earth and honest and straightforward.
yeah. Yeah, people went their different directions. People got busy. I mean, things happened. Like I said, or in the stream, don't get offended if sometimes I say I can't go on a stream. I might be going and looking after my sick sister. You know what I mean? People get sick. Um, the floor floods. You change jobs. Lots of things. Lots of things
I
going
used to
on.
get
To
told off quite a bit. People got angry for they invited me to streams, and I said no, I can't.
Mhm,
Oh yeah, my channel's not good enough. It's not big enough, eh? And then
mhm.
no, it's because you're starting the stream at 4 a.m. my time.
Yeah,
I wish to sleep, sir. You know,
yeah, yeah.
people forget about the time zones.
Hmm. Yeah, all you people in the future. Yeah, there's that. We actually talked a little bit about that earlier. We shared some stories, of course, off the without naming names, and but sometimes it is that people get that way. But in my experience, I've known when there's been issues because they'll just tell me you're not big enough to be on my channel anymore.
Oh,
I'm
I've
not a
heard of
top.
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does happen, but usually it's they'll tell you. But I always tell people with me.
usually they say we're going to continue on with a different panel, and yeah,
Yeah. Well, I told you people, two different people have just flat out said it. And I'm just like, I don't know whether to say thank you for being honest or what.
it's actually better if they're honest. You know,
Well, yeah, but then
just
I'm also, fuck you. It's like, it's like, okay, I'll go somewhere else where I'm loved. Um,
yeah. Max is saying she's had the same problem. Well, imagine someone on the East Coast getting pissed at someone in Norway for not coming on a stream, right? That
Yeah.
there's a 9 hour difference. So if they're doing one at 6 p.m., which is a very reasonable time for them, it's 3 a.m. for me. And if it's a
Yeah.
2 hour stream, right, it's a bit of a
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. Well, because I'm a know-it-all, I'm gonna correct you. East Coast at 6 hours, Central at 7,
oh,
and
sorry.
Pacific is
Yeah,
9 hours.
yeah, I mixed it up with Pacific.
You were
But
thinking of
yeah,
Alora,
it's
because like when you stream with Alora, it's 9 hours.
yeah.
And then
She would do the stream at 9 a.m. her time, so it
Mhm.
would be 6 p.m. on my time.
Which was doable within reason. And then you got
Yeah,
the folks in Australia, for crying out loud. It's like that's almost impossible to coordinate.
yeah. And imagine if I'm supposed to be on a stream with someone on the east east coast of the US and someone in Australia, and I'm right in the middle. Imagine the logistics for
Yeah.
finding a time that fits for all three.
Yeah. I could say this for me personally. The piece that I have gotten is what we were saying before you came on, Steve, is don't take anything personally. That most of the time, except for the few exceptions like I've told you about, it's not personal. It's just the way it is. And that me, I always tell my guests, you and everyone, Rennie, and I'm not giving anything away when I say that it's an invitation. It is not a demand. And that if you, just like anything else, you know how you RSVP, if you can't make it, you can't make it. It's an invitation. I will not take it personally. Um,
Yeah, I've just started to tell people that. Well, I did last year. I think that I'll be on if I'm awake. You
yeah,
know.
and sometimes that's it. As simple as it is.
Yeah, it's dead
And
honest. You know.
yeah,
Um, if I'm already dead tired at midnight, I don't want to stay up until 3 a.m. and then do a 2 hour stream.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
it's not doable.
yeah. And then you're no good on the stream. I mean, and I've
Yeah,
been this way before. It's like, listen, I am so tired, especially when I'm working. But like last week, holy moly, it was really busy over in Florida. Like my mom and dad, I was working probably harder than I have ever when I've been there. And it just comes around. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm just going to bed. It just happens. And the only one where I keep a strict schedule is my Saturday stream. But even then, if we all decide to cancel, we do.
yeah, and that one's early. But if you think about it, it's 6 p.m. my time, right?
Yeah, it's evening your time.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so even if it's early, even if it's very early over there, it's already getting late on my end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why, I always say stay tuned. Last week we did do our stream. I made that decision at 1:30 in the morning while I was in the air flying back from Florida, because I really just wasn't sure if it was going to work out, and it did. So these are just things to keep in mind. But also what it boils down to is don't take anything personally. Even if someone is being really rude or very dismissive of you, or like I said, just being very rude, just telling you, you're not good enough for me anymore. It's like, okay, that's who's really being hurt by that. You know what I mean? Not me. I know who you know what I mean? It's like, that's just not very kind. You have to be nice. I just don't get it. Snail Messiah. Oh, Snail's yours too.
Yes.
There's a 6 hour time difference for easy. Yeah, he's got it because he's in the same time zone as you.
Yeah, I just mixed up Pacific with Eastern.
Yeah. I mean, and I was once on a stream, might have been one with you on it, Mags. No, it wasn't. It was another one that I had just gotten done doing a concert, and it took a little longer after it was all over to kick all the people out.
Wait a minute.
So
She says, have to eat, take off things around the house. What is it you take off, madam? Around the house?
I bet you she means take care of things around the house. She just
No,
forgot
she
to
said
say
take
take
off.
care.
She eats and strips.
Yeah. I work full time.
And
Sometimes get home till 6, 7, have to eat, take care of things around the house, start over the next day. Not much time in between getting home and sleeping. Yeah. Yeah. I see. And I was getting hangry because I didn't get time to eat before the stream started. And I was just like, I got to go. I'm hangry. And me hangry is evil.
that's a low
But
blood
yeah.
sugar angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Sometimes, yeah. I'll tell you what. That was my life until Stieg saved me and just said quit. And I was like, I will.
Yeah, I told you to
25
quit and get
years.
told you to quit and get an Xbox.
And I did all of that.
And
And
7,000 hours later, she's beaten Skyrim 10 times. Not even kidding.
yeah. When you talk to Stieg, lock up your pocketbook. Because next thing you know, you'll be spending money. MadCheck says, I often turn people down if line streams are too late at night or have to be on. I can chat in bed, but falling asleep. Yeah. Especially if work, because work takes precedent for everything. You don't want to get fired over a friggin' long live stream. Take care of, oh yeah, fall asleep or la la la. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, you see, I can read women's minds. I'm going on Sir Talkslot stream. He even used the 24 clock when he saw it was Danish. That's the mastermind. Oh, I like to use a 24-hour clock. I did that in Ireland. It makes more sense. And Tommy the guinea pig on Utterly Crazy as he goes, weak, what? Is that him or his guinea pigs? His guinea pigs are gangster. Speaking of
You know
gangster,
what? Tommy tells me stories about them. Apparently, one of them he had given them biscuits of sorts, right? And one of them had held his biscuit out through the bars and thrown the biscuit at another guinea pig that pig doesn't like, that was in a cage on a lower level. So he threw a biscuit at his hated foe. And apparently the same guinea pig had gotten he'd given him a little carrot. And the guinea pig had grabbed his carrot and swung it at the pig he hates and whacked him with it. So there's gangster stuff going on. There's a Game of Thrones thing going on in those guinea pig cages.
Yeah,
There's a lot of hatred.
Yeah. His guinea pig ones are the best. I think that's what kind of put him over the edge were some of his guinea pig videos. We're in the time zone. Awesome. Okay, yeah, we do have to go. I just realized, holy crap, it's 2:30. We've been going for nearly 3 hours. Well, this has been a fantastic stream. I've really been enjoying it. Speaking of streams, I'm going to be on tonight. Actually, if the internet doesn't go out, because we've gotten warnings that our internet may go out for the Princess Bride. I don't know what time it is.
If Harry divorces Meghan, she will be the princeless bride.
That's what I'm going to call the stream. Steek, if Harry divorces Meghan, don't expect to hear from me or Toriel for about 3 weeks minimum. We're just going to we're going to inhale and talk constantly about it. Jacob Ironside stream. Yes. Tell us more, Mags, about what? Yes, thank you, Jacob Ironside. I don't know if he has sent the link yet. I don't know, but go to Jacob Ironside. If one of my mods, wait, are you a mod? Let me help out with that Magitech. I'll just go ahead.
If she's level 4, if she's a level 4 druid, she qualifies.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's leveled up. She deserves it. Yeah. if you want to go ahead and put the link in there. And I'm going to be, so that's where I'm going to be tonight. Tomorrow, I've got a Faramir Eowyn video ready to go. It's from Tolkien's letter explaining and defending the best relationship in the entire Lord of the Rings. And else don't know. Wish Song of Shannara on Saturday. Some more musings. I have one more musing. No, it's not a musing. A Teresa Travels, Blarney Castle. That's ready to go. But I did like the idea of doing a stream on Pride. I think that is very apropos. Thank you. Here it is, 9 p.m. Central. That's good. Let me set my alarm. I might take a nap before it.
You should do the Pride stream when it's Pride month, because you're definitely going to hit the algorithm, even though it's not going to be about that kind of pride.
Oh my gosh. I'll get reported too. Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for being here, and thanks for helping out. Yeah, mods are awesome. I like mods. Yeah, thank you, Jake. Yeah, The Princess Bride, great movie. We also did the Closing Cut of the Third Kind. That is a video I am working on, but it's going to take a while because I'm going to explain the solfege and how it works within the movie. I call it Justice for Music Teachers, but I spent my entire life studying that stuff. And then I was like, this is my moment. Time to show my quality. I'm going to do a video on that. I also have this video on Irish fairies and maybe some more Teresa Travels. So yeah.
The
Teresa
Irish
Travels.
fairies you can also do during Pride Month and hit the algorithm.
We were just talking about things that might get me demonetized or not monetized, Steve. What?
I'm sorry.
Get me in trouble. It got me in trouble with Nancy Pelosi.
It pops into my head and has to go out.
I know. Well, I edited out the worst thing you ever said, and don't repeat it.
I don't remember what it was.
It was the one. Never mind. And I'll tell you off screen. Right, we're gonna go ahead and end this stream. Steve, you're gonna be on Mara's, right?
On Mara's channel, yes.
Yeah.
Not her person. Tomorrow, what is it? 8
Eastern, 7 Central.
Yeah, 8 Eastern for the monthly Cringe Factor, where we do the stuff I said I didn't like to watch. We're basically going to rip into usually it's 3 or 4 really stupid articles from shills and whatever. It's almost like we're venting a bit and making fun of it, and another monthly. Well, and then for the next 2 weeks, Mara's going to do movie discussions on her channel at the same time, 8 Central. No, sorry, 8 Eastern. And at the end of the month, we will be doing our monthly top 10.
Yeah. Cool. And if Steve is not awake, I usually fill in for him. In the Cringe. Cringe is fun because it's not the same as all those, like I said, the ones we were not bitching, but talking about earlier, because there's a lot of chat participation, and it's kind of like the Jerry Springer show. We're just
this is more like roasting.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not going, oh my gosh, the planet. We're going to hell in a handbasket. But I digress. Yes. Yeah. Oh, if only you knew, Ancient One. All right, we do need to end, and also I need to get some lunch for frack's sake. I had no idea it's 2:30. That's what happens when you're iced in. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to not be a gas.
We're doing a book stream on Saturday. You need to promote that one too.
I thought I already did. The Wish Song of Shannara?
Maybe you did. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Sorry. Carry on. And be certain to pay attention when Teresa speaks.
You said that so sternly. I'm like, well, never listen to anything I say.
No man claim ignorance as a defense. Teresa has spoken. You'll bend the knee or she will destroy you.
Okay. Stay tuned on that one. If Phil say I do have to go, but yes, what he said. And Don't gaslight.